Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Rummer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Honkai Star Rail. We have Kafka here with our Kafka team, and we're about to send some condolences to the victims' families of the thing that happened in the Grove and the stuff with the Black Tide. And it's interesting because I say the thing that happened in the Black Grove, the stuff that happened in the Black Tide, you know, in no way to diminish anything that happened, because it is one of those things where I'm very like, and it's not that like other games aren't like, you know, they don't do mature stuff or they don't do stuff like this, but I feel like a lot of games would do this off camera. A lot of games would have Anaxagoras be like, I'm going off camera, and it wouldn't say I'm going off camera, it would be like, I'm going to send condolences to the family, and then you wouldn't see him for another 20 minutes and then he comes back. The fact that they're kind of like letting you sit in this, I think is an important thing. And other games do stuff like this too, where they make you sit in the actual emotions of the things that happened and come face to face with the people that affected. But I feel like a lot of games don't. And I think we're gonna have to like look face to face with the effects of what happened in the Grove as well. They've done a very fantastic job of building up the idea of the Black Tide already, and they've made it feel very dangerous. And I think as well, we saw the dead bodies all over the Grove. We saw like all the people fighting to the last breath. I think also seeing the family of the victims is going to be a massive deal as well. It's going to be a massive, massive deal. I'm just impressed. I am impressed. Old man with a slender frame.
Oh, hello, young ones. Is there anything I can help you with?
Are you the father of Kinani and Artakama?
I would have said signet. Kinani.
Ah, yes. Did my daughters cause trouble at school again?
What the hell? I said we were gonna have to come face to face with it, but like I don't think you're ever ready for that type of stuff. That tugs in your emotional heartstrings. You know? Like, oh, like, you know, you're about to tell them what happened to your daughter, and they just ask if they had trouble at school, because again, that's such a normal occurrence. And they're gonna wish that they could have trouble at school again.
Alas, forgive this old brain of mine. Both of my daughters graduated long ago, and they are now scholars at the Grove. As I get older, memories from years past tend to blend together.
This is gonna be so rough. Yeah, this is not easy whatsoever.
What's the matter, young one? Why so quiet? Did my daughters really get into some trouble? If they refuse to apologize,
oh Jesus
just let
Christ.
me know. Their old dad can still talk some sense into them.
This is twisting the knife, honestly. It really is.
What should we do? I really can't tell him.
Is Anaxagoras gonna do it? Don't ask me, I'm getting all teary-eyed as well. It's tough. This is a tough thing to do.
Mr. Fabio.
Yeah, there you go.
The Black Tide took Kinani and Artakama.
Jesus, man.
What?
They fought until their last breath against the Black Tide to defend the Grove.
And even like, look, he's gone into like kind of a shock as well. Oh, Jesus, man. Holy hell. I said I knew we were going to have to come face to face with the effects of what happened here, but I wasn't ready for it.
As the Kratos heir stationed at the Grove, I failed to protect them. Mr. Fabio, if you're upset.
Oh, no, don't. He's saying, probably going to say directed at me.
Don't put it that way. Even if my Artakama wasn't one of the Kratos heirs mentioned in the prophecy, she was still a heroine, wasn't she?
This is the definition of twisting the knife. It really, really is. Oh, man. Oh, we can't even talk to him. So, what I found, a few things about that. First of all, feeling in the pit of my stomach of, oh my god, that's so difficult to do. But I think that like one of the things about that as well, that they're using this kind of scene to show, is not only that like the Black Tide has taken people's loved ones, and this is really going to be a tough time for everyone involved in this, even friends and family. These are real people who died. It's also showing that like, and it's not saying that like Stell or Casterus are not as emotionally strong. Its head raised above the sky and summoning several people. It has all the familiar characteristics you expect. Oh, I'm so tired. Who on earth is making all the ruckus outside? What's happening? Let me see where we've gone to. Who are you? What do you want from me? What is happening? I just walked by this. What is happening? It was like a shop thing? Here's the thing. It didn't last that long, so it's fine. It's not a big deal. But man, it's like my biggest pet peeve in any game is to start a quest, a side quest, when I'm like just randomly walking to the world like that. And I know people might say, well, Calvin, you never played an RPG with that. Well, of course I have, 110%. But if I'm active on the main quest, I just don't want to I don't know. It's just feel like just put the marker on the map and let me walk over. Now it's not a quest; it only 2 seconds, so I'm not complaining. But it always just stops me in my tracks. I'm like, why are we stopping me in the middle of the street? Why are we doing this? Anyway, it's okay. I was just gonna say that it shows that Anaxagoras, while I don't think Stella and Casterus are not emotionally intelligent or people who care about people, I think, you saw them kind of show how hard this is for two people that have such close friends and love for this world. They even found it hard to even say straight what happened. So to me, that shows Anaxagoras a different side to him that we thought we were going to see. While he is arrogant, while he is someone who is very full of himself, while he is kind of a bit abrasive and people can get annoyed by him, it's very clear that he has so much care in his heart and has a dutiful heart as well, where he feels like he has to do something like this. He powered through it, and he took responsibility when a lot of people would say you don't even have to take responsibility in that moment. Very, very impressive thing to me.
What's wrong? I'm busy.
It's so hard to do.
There's a lot going on in the city, and I've got my hands full.
I always watch those movies of when the person comes to the door and they're like, I'm sorry, but George, he didn't, that type of thing. Or even a doctor when they have to say to a family about their family member. I always wonder how they do that, because have you ever tried to break bad news to someone that's minor? It's hard. It can be very hard.
Mister, we're sorry to bother you, but...
No, wait, Lady Casters, did Lady Aglaea send you because of some mistake I made at work?
Oh my god, he sees Casters and thinks he made a mistake.
Keep your cool, Titus. I'm Anaxagoras from the Grove of Epiphany, and a colleague of your father. Old time. A few days ago.
I didn't mean to skip, I'm so sorry.
Your father passed away.
Wait, what? My old man died?
And to hear it here just because there's no better way to do it. I want to make this clear, even though we're saying this to them in the street, there's really you could say hey, let's go sit down somewhere, but they know something's wrong then instantly,
That's no shocker. At his age, he was due for the River of Souls any time.
Titus, it's okay to be upset. How can you say that he's your...
Just up and left me behind.
Oh,
man.
So rough.
I've been telling him for ages to stay in the Holy City and enjoy his retirement. But no, he just had to go off to that grove and mess around with those scholars.
It's so rough to hear this even,
Still wouldn't budge after all those arguments. That stubborn old thing. I already got him a retirement home and was waiting for him to come around. All my effort is wasted now, and he didn't even give me a chance
Jesus,
to
man.
say goodbye.
And by the way, I know from experience of my grandparents, if you mentioned a retirement home, they would literally figuratively spit on you. You know what I mean? I'm not saying literally. Figuratively be what the hell are you even talking about? So it's really one of those things where a lot of older people, even though it might be best for them, don't think this way. They don't want to go into a retirement home.
That bull-headed old man.
But he sees this, could have saved him. Look at this.
As a mule.
Jesus, man. Because again, you can see that he was trying to brush it off a little bit, but it definitely has upset him because now it's one of those things where he's blaming his dad technically for dying, right? But not in a way that's really insensitive. He's doing it in a way that wishes that he could save him, wishes that he could have convinced him, wishes that he could have stayed in the city. It's all from this feeling of love and regret that he didn't stay here, It's really difficult.
What's Dan talking about?
it can totally sound like he's being like, hey, like, you know, my stupid old man, but in reality he's angry at himself for not being able to convince him. That's what it is. And he's going to be thinking about that forever. If just like, and he's going to be a year from now, and it's so difficult, but a year from now he's going to be sitting there in his chair sipping away on some tea with somebody, and he's going to think to himself, what if I just like literally forced him? What if I literally grabbed him and forced him to go into a retirement home? He'd still be alive, he think, you know? It's going to be on his mind forever. It's so dark. It's so horrible.
Hello. And you are?
Hello. If I'm not mistaken, you are Kallinicus's wife, right?
Yes. Oh, are you a messenger? No wonder I haven't heard any news for so long. There's been a change in personnel, hasn't there?
Change in personnel?
Ma'am, Kallinicus passed away a few days ago, defending the grove against the Black Tide.
How difficult, and again, I understand that it's already difficult for people who lost their loved ones, but how difficult for Anaxagoras to have to do this 3 times at all? Like, even once would be so difficult.
So, did he manage to defend the grove?
My answer to this would be the grove is safe now. That would be my answer.
Huh?
This is the first thing you ask after hearing his passing, but I think that I don't know, maybe I could be wrong, but like I think that type of question to me sounds like, did he die in vain?
Yes.
Yeah.
He managed to protect Cersei's core flame at the cost of his life.
That's what she's asking. And while it may seem strange to us, it might bring her some comfort, you know, to know that at least he died fighting for something.
I see. I'll select some of his possessions and pick a nice resting place for him.
You know what I mean? It's like, while we can judge and be like, wait, that's the first thing you think of? I think the way I look at it is like literally like a way of comforting yourself instantly. So he did defend the place, right? It's safe? Because I think if you found out the grove was compromised, and Cersei was compromised, and the core flame was compromised, you might have a different take. Wait, my husband tried to defend the grove and he still died. That would be your first thought, you know?
Please let us know if you need any help, ma'am. I come from Kremnos. Death and sacrifice are things I've learned to face with composure.
Wow. And that, especially from Kremnos.
You know, Kallinicus, even though he was a scholar, he'd always ask me to teach him how to fight whenever he came back. Isn't it funny that a Kratos heir like him wants to learn from an ordinary person like me?
So he was a Kratos heir as well? There's like multiple Kratos heirs in that we don't even know, we never even met. That's crazy, isn't it?
I've been prepared for this for a long time. In times like these, any ordinary goodbye might just turn out to be a final farewell.
I'm really sorry.
It's so tough.
There's nothing to be sorry for. I was once a warrior, and I'll find my way back to the battlefield someday. With the coming coronation of the new king of Kremnos, I'll take up my lance against the creatures of the Black Tide and seek vengeance.
A very Kremnoan answer, isn't it? A very Kremnoan answer. A very Kremnoan answer.
That is it. That's all the colleagues' families that I remember.
Anaxagoras, that's tough. That's so tough. And again, I know like people might say, well, Calvin, think about like it's hard on the people that lost their lives. 100%. But also like it's 100% okay to acknowledge that like what Anaxagoras just did is tough as heck. It would mess with your mind even. Those who sacrifice their lives and their families are truly admirable. And the thing there with that Kremnoan lady, I think it does bring her comfort, the idea that like, as a Kremnoan especially, to know that the core flame is safe. And while we all have different views of like how life and death should be valued, 110%, if this brings her comfort, I think that's a good thing.
Good work, Miss. And Professor Anaxa.
My respect for Anaxagoras has gone from Because the thing is, like, just to give you levels of it, when I first talked to Anaxagoras, I was like, oh, he's kind of an interesting character. I want to talk to him, but he's obviously like someone who, like, I think would get on your nerves pretty easily. When we saw the vision of him talking to the person at the book, the library, went up. When I heard that he like basically sacrificed part of himself to save the grove, respect went up. When I saw him struggling to defend Amphoreus, respect went up. Not that I'm like, oh, you need to defend Amphoreus for me to respect you, but there's an aspect about a character who, I don't know, who goes against the grain in so many ways, but still, I think, can be considered a hero in so many ways. And now you see this, like, one of the most, to me, and a very emotionally intelligent character. I just wasn't expecting this from Anaxagoras when we first talked to him, but that's what's so great about characterization.
Let's go. Take me to see Aglaea.
Yeah.
All right. I'll lead the way.
Casters is very, very good for doing this as well. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where, like, it's one of my favorite things about, you know, character writing is you meet a character at first, you judge, and again, it's one of those things where, like, you know, everyone judges a character when you first meet them, not like harshly in terms of like this person sucks. It depends on what they do. Obviously, if he came in and the first thing he did was like say to Stella, like, you're like ugly, which isn't true, but like if he said something like, you'd be like, oh, this guy sucks. That's okay to judge someone like that, but it's one of those situations where I came from the at the start thinking this character is going to be interesting, they're going to be really funny to talk to, but oh my god, I guarantee you that they're going to frustrate the heck out of me at least once. And now I've gone to this part where I'm like, I respect him so much already. I have so much respect for Anaxagoras. Down. Dead. Why'd you kill him? He was a spy for the Black Tide. So was she. You're probably like, Calvin, why did you walk all the way here? I don't know, I feel like if we're going to talk anyway, it was probably better just to walk here. And actually kind of immersive for me there. Kind of felt very immersive. When I play Persona, I walk all the way to everything. I don't fast travel. But obviously in Honkai Star Rail and like in Genshin, for example, fast traveling everywhere is like the most opportune way of traveling. Whereas in Persona, it takes like 5 minutes to like walk to the place, you know, even less. It's way different.
Miss Casterus, my lady, you're back.
I love that you call us my lady. That's lovely.
Hello. We have an important matter to discuss with Lady Aglaea. May we trouble you to inform her of our presence?
Is it weird for me to be kind of like worried that Aglaea isn't just standing there?
My apologies, Miss Casterus. Lady Aglaea has just informed me that she has no time to receive anyone at the moment.
Okay.
That's just great. She refuses to even see me.
I wonder if that's it though, because I think that like she would she refuse?
Answer me this, friend. Did Aglaea order you to take me directly?
Interesting question. That's his first thought, right?
Who are you?
Oh, he doesn't even know?
Please don't jest. It's possible that she really is busy.
Oh, okay.
Let's wait here a moment, and I'll try to contact her using the slate.
It was a joke. Again, I'm gonna have to get used to Anaxagoras' jokes. His joke was so deadpan that it was like, I didn't even realize. He was basically like, oh, did she order to take me to prison? I guess that's his idea of a joke. Oh, a new message from the group chat? To Stella and company of the Grove, circumstances we are now fully cognizant, and for thy most diligent efforts, we harbour the deepest gratitude. Indeed, no words could adequately convey the depth of our appreciation. Alas, the Holy City very presently faces sundry complications, and manifold duties command our attention, precluding us from extending a proper welcome. For this oversight, we express sincere regret. Furthermore, following thy arduous voyage, your rest must be prioritized. The particulars of the recent events shall be deliberated on the morrow. So it is written. You writing literature? Why are you waxing poetic is hilarious. The 3 dots from Casterus. The elegant style must be the garment makers. Dear garment maker, please inform me Aglaea thus. Message received, we will take our rest today and send our regards. Very well. Aglaea sending stickers is so funny to me. It's very funny.
It's fortunate we don't have to confront that woman while I'm hauling around this sick body. Casterus, and this friend I haven't gotten the chance to know, I'll take my leave for today.
Okay, you going to the pretty society? become the king?
That Titan made a myriad of adjustments on their own. My head still aches from that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to stay a second longer in this noisy city.
So he is. That's such an interesting way of doing things. It's like just a headache. He has a massive headache after what happened with the freaking Titan. Not just a headache, but of course he still feels sick and he has a sick body, as he said, from what happened there. But like, I love that they're like giving like physical reasons like of how it feels. We all know what a headache feels like. So the idea that like of a Titan headache, you know, you can definitely like empathize with him.
Please be careful. Akama isn't the grove. This place
is covered by her golden threads. I know. That woman is extremely confident I won't escape her grasp. Don't worry. As I said before, I'll mind my behavior.
You got Stell's protection as well, so forever.
Miss, so many unexpected things happened on our journey to the grove. We truly had no intention of putting you in
I believe
danger,
you. Don't worry.
let alone face the black tide head on.
See, this is the thing that like I think that's so interesting about Amphoreus, and I actually like it a lot, is that there's a lot of like very both diplomatic and also very like apologetic conversations that happen that are also diplomatic in some ways. I'm not saying this is diplomatic, but like the genuine feelings from casters of like, oh my god, I put you in danger. I'm so sorry. You know what I mean? You don't always get that in different worlds because like sometimes people directly hire us to do stuff. Not hire us, but like ask us to do stuff. In this case, like Castros is genuinely upset that she ever put us in danger, you know? And by the way, when I say there's diplomatic conversations as well, I feel like oftentimes in Amphoreus, because we're outsiders, when we do something, we get like extra thank yous, right? Because they don't even have the concept of the trailblazer really like here in people's minds, that's just what we do. So in their minds, it's like, oh my god, thank you. Like, you're amazing, you know? Here's my warmest regards. They really do appreciate every small thing you do. And in this case, like, there's a genuine upset feeling that we were put in danger. Yeah, it's dangerous.
Black Tide is not just an enemy of Akama, but all of Amphoreus.
100%.
Even back when the forces of strife coveted the holy city, their warriors still undeniably halted the Black Tide outside Castrum Krymnos.
So even when the forces of strife covered the whole city... Oh, so what she's saying is even when the strife warriors wanted to attack the holy city, they still were fighting the Black Tide because the Black Tide's a bigger problem than anything else. That makes sense.
Megador's core flame now sits vacant, and the Black Tide has returned. The Grove is an academic city with the best understanding of the Black Tide. It shouldn't have fallen so
That is scary, isn't it? That is scary.
And yet it was taken overnight, leaving the city in blood and tears, haunted by the spirits of departed heroes. The trial of strife is imminent. I pray Mydei will be able to steal his resolve.
Pressure from off screen, but obviously not pressure on him, but like, you know, and that Black Road Swordmaster too. Yeah, like that's the thing. It's like now the hope is so desperately for Mydei to be able to do this is not just because of this thing where, you know, oh, like this is just a prophecy. From Caster's perspective, and honestly maybe it's a true perspective, where it's like this is getting super, super bad. And she uses the idea of the Grove being an academic city that knows more about the Black Tide than anyone. Them not being able to push it back means that it's super, super dangerous, and it's getting closer. It's getting closer and closer. So this wish for Mydei to become the bearer of the core flame is also in Castor's heart too. Not because like she wants Mydei to do something he doesn't want to do, but because it's genuinely terrifying what's happening. And then we also have the Black Robe Swordmaster, which honestly, like, terrifying enemy.
Lady Tribi once traveled across thousands of cities in Amphoreus to repel the Black Tide. But even they have no recollection of this powerful enemy in all their journeys. Perhaps the fall of strife has triggered even more terrifying events in unseen places.
I love when games do that. We know Tribi has done a lot in this world. She's a demigod. And then when they go, oh yeah, Tribi doesn't even know who it is, it's like, oh god.
As for me, I detected a strong stench of death from that entity. But it wasn't because it had a connection with Thanatos. I'm afraid it's purely because it has sent countless others to their deaths.
Well, we got that vision of him stabbing the lady that Phainon was hanging around with, right? And if it is like the person, that's my kind of like prediction or kind of theory, is that he probably was involved with the destruction of Phainon's world. And if he was, like, I'm not surprised, because you could say like, well, you know, it's just one dude. How did he destroy a whole place? But I could believe that with the power he had, that if he was up against ordinary people, you know, just ordinary people, just normal soldiers, he'd like I'm not trying to be bad, but if he went to like Balebog right now and all the soldiers stood there with 20, let's say 1,000 soldiers stood in front of him, Japard might like still be alive by the end of it, but those soldiers are dead. Those soldiers are gone.
Speaking of Thanatos, Miss, there is something else I wish to verify with you. You must have an idea of the curse I bear by now. I was born as the shadow of death.
The shadow of death.
A poison shunned by all living beings.
Right.
Yet when you caught me in the grove...
You blushing?
I'm curious why you weren't affected by my power.
Oh, when she fell back, we caught her. And nothing happened. Which explains why, by the way, she asked us to place the camera on the ground and then step back, and then she picks up the camera. Now that you mention, I think the same thing happened in the Vortex. I totally forgotten about this until you brought it up. I think, again, maybe there's something here with us that like we were not affected by this.
My apologies for the abrupt question. For all my life, I've always wondered, what is my connection to death? And why am I inextricably linked to Thanatos?
This is so interesting to me.
Miss, you must be tired after being on the move these past few days. Please set aside the tragedy at the grove for now, and rest.
You rest too, though. You're not feeling very good emotionally right now. 100%. Please rest, Castras. Please.
Castras is right.
Oh.
I should get some rest. Mem is probably exhausted too. She hasn't made a peep. I wonder how Dan Heng has been holding up these.
Oh, yeah, Dan
past
Heng
few
as well.
days.
So with the book thing, we're gonna read more of the book. I think the best thing to do is like to do the end of the episode usually, because then we can also maybe read some Titan stuff as well. It's one of those things where like I'm just gonna do it at my own pace. I'm not gonna worry too much about it. If I start doing a thing where I'm like, I gotta do it now, then it's gonna become less fun. So yeah, we'll read some book stuff at the end of it too, and then if we have time, we'll do some Titan lore. And as like the way I see all the like the Titan lore, and I actually love this kind of like thought process, is that I actually see canonically in my head, and I said this before, I actually see canonically in my head the idea of like Dan Heng being like, we should read up on the Titans just to be sure. And so I was like, oh, do I have to? It's like, yeah, you should definitely read up on the Titans. So then we like study a bit on the Titans, because it makes sense if you come to like a new world that like they would be like, we gotta find out where if we're fighting against these Titans, we gotta learn about them. You know, we have to. You know, it makes sense to me.
My apologies, Miss Castoris. Lady Aglaea has just informed me that she has no time to receive.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, and like, you know, it's one of those things where like in other worlds, someone in our party knew something about the world, right? And when we went to Xianzhou, other, you know, people knew about the Xianzhou. When we went to Balebog, people had a history of Balebog in some ways, right? When we went to Penacony, people had an idea of like what Penacony was. Here, me and Dan Heng have no idea. So I love the idea canonically that like every once in a while Dan Heng and Stella like take out a book together and read it, you know, and be like, okay, you know. Yeah, it's interesting. The stuff there with Castors is so interesting to me as well, because Castors as a character, and this is just like, you know, maybe you guys might disagree or agree, she's a character who has so much love in her heart. She's a character who has so much like love for other people. She wants people the best for people and wants people to be happy. She sees people as and life as being something so precious. So I think it's heartbreaking. I think it's very painful. I think it's one of the biggest curses that you could ever give someone. The ability to, because it seems like she can't touch people or she can't interact with people the way she wants to. So the way I look at it is like, can you imagine having someone who loves life so much, cares about people so much, and wants to give, and has an appreciation for other people's lives and so much love in their heart for other people and care for other people, they can't hug you. They're not allowed to hug people. You know what I mean? They're not allowed to, like, you know, give you a pat on the back. It's something so simple it seems, but like actually, like, when you think about it, it's like, it's rough. And I think it's intentional that they give this idea of this curse to a character who is so full of love and so full of life. Because I think if you give this power to, or this curse, I would say, to a character who hates people, who dislikes people, who doesn't want to go near people, then it's like, it's less impactful. And there is
He looks like he's been well.
He is well. There is our most beautiful man who ever lived. I think that's his name in the databank. When you look up Dan Heng in the databank, it says prettiest man who ever lived. Honestly. And it says written by Balvin, also known as Romer. I don't know who that is, honestly. Don't know who it is.
Long time no see. I've heard about what happened from Phainon. You've been through a lot.
Yeah, it seems so routine at the time, right? And now look what's happened. Life is a struggle. I miss you so much, my dearest friend.
Seems you took things pretty hard.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I was just kind of like doing something fun, but he's like very like sympathetic. But again, we did miss him. Of course we do. Whenever we're away from Dan Heng, it hurts. What were we doing while I was gone?
I was organizing logs. I also asked Hyacinth for some research material.
Of course. He's working even when we're not here. Most people would just take the opportunity to get some freaking rest. Get some shut-eye.
I discovered something interesting. Do you remember that Amphoreus' sky was sealed away by a titan? Aquila's presence keeps this world isolated from the rest of the world beyond the sky.
Mm-hmm.
It seems Hyacinth's ancestors were the sky priests who worshipped Aquila. Perhaps she can give us more clues to
Very
find
interesting.
the way back to the Astral Express.
Honestly, like, I love the idea of, like, first of all, Sky Priest already sounds awesome, but then talking to Hyacinth some more, for sure.
Nothing out of the ordinary happened in the Holy City in the past few days. I didn't have to talk to anyone either.
Oh.
It was kind of nice spending time alone.
Honestly, I don't take this as an insult, by the way, because I think he is an introvert, and I think he's worked so hard to take the lead on this expedition that I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm happy you got to have a bit of alone time, you know what I mean? Just you wait, your good times are coming to an end.
After what happened at the Grove, there's sure to be unrest in the coming days.
100%.
We should rest for now.
Oh, Dan Heng. Yeah, no, it's good you got some alone time.
You look tired. You should get some sleep before we set off tomorrow.
You can hear the care in his voice every single time he talks to us.
Oh, by the way, I heard some rumors. If you're going to wander around, I suggest avoiding the hot bath.
Yeah? What's the rumor? Oh, we're playing as Chibi? Sometime before the Memorial Palace.
Trianne?
Yeah, beautiful scene with Dan Heng. Glad he got some alone time, 100%. But as he said, things are gonna get worse before they get better. It's very, very safe to assume. We all get to play as all these different characters all the time. Tribi, Aglaea, you know, we Mydei, Phainon. We transferred all these characters all the time. And honestly, like, I totally get what they're doing. They're like mini story quests whenever we do them. And I think they're actually implemented really well and feel very natural.
What's wrong? Is there trouble at the Grove?
Yes, I sensed something. It was fleeting, but very strong. It feels like they're in some big trouble.
Oh my god. And especially with Trianne there as well.
Trianne used the Century Gate again.
Oh, so she sensed that. Because again, I think, because what they said before is that they can, if one of them is in pain, they can feel their pain as well. So she sensed that.
Can you see what's actually happening?
No, it's fuzzy like always. But the enemy's aura has disappeared. Maybe they've moved to a safe place.
I mean, that what happened was, yeah, because they separated him from the world, right? They put him into, or put him somewhere else in the world, I guess, with the gate.
Let's hope that it's just a false alarm. We should place our trust in her and Castra's teacher.
Yeah, definitely like try to like subside those feelings, but it's so interesting like having characters that can just feel each other's like pain and emotions and, you know, their actions. because it's, as you said before, it's probably painful and something that's very insightful at the same time too.
They will keep Trianne safe.
Right. We'll try our very best.
Peggy, you're talking like we are little kids.
I mean, you are babies. Regardless of how old you are, you're babies. You know what I mean? If you told me right now you're 1800 years old, I'd say you're 18 seconds. You're babies. I'm not doing that as an insult. Like, I'll always see them as babies, you know? Powerful babies.
One day, Trianne will reach her limit, and Trebi will take on the role of gatekeeper from her. We are all aware of that.
I didn't even know that was like a thing. Maybe they said that before and I forgot.
I am just a little concerned about her state of mind. Trianne was already unable to speak, even in short sentences when they left.
Yeah, that was our worry too when she opened the gate. She was already like not doing well.
We want to say a proper goodbye at the very least.
Oh, don't say that, Trebi. You're gonna get to say hi to her again. She's doing good. She's okay now.
I will pray with you.
Yeah.
Thanks. And Aggie, it looks like we will need you to come with us to the baths this time to unwind.
Yeah?
It feels like neither of us have laughed for a long while.
And get a laugh. Have a bit of you time, you know? I always say that as well, by the way.
All right.
When it comes to stuff like this as well, if you're having a bad day, I genuinely always think that, like, you know, even if you, like, because people can't afford to go to, like, hot baths all the time, and people can't afford to have, like, spa days. But, like, if you can, like, you know, if you're about to have, like, a shower or a bath that day, get something nice for your bath or your shower, you know what I mean? Get something really nice that's going to be kind of, like, even if it's, like, not something, it doesn't have to be expensive, just something that, like, smells nice, something that's, like, makes you feel good. You know, even if it's like, you know, getting your favorite food or something either at the other side too, like it's like something that just make you like feel good for a bit. I know everyone can. I know not everyone can do that. But if you can do something, even if it's like, okay, today I'm gonna, no matter what, I'm gonna watch a 6-hour live stream of my favorite streamer. I always just think that if people are feeling bad, they should always like try their best to, and it's difficult. Sometimes you don't think of it this way, but I definitely would hope that people would, at some point do that, I suppose, you know? But again, it's very difficult, you know? Because the answer some people have is, well, not everyone has the time to do it. Look at this. You tell me to say the baby. You tell me to say the baby. I can run on this person's legs. Wow. You put up an obstacle course here for a small dog. I'm clearing it. You know? What? Yeah. I'm ending this easily. Oh my freaking god, she threw a bomb. That is so freaking cute. And the way she poses it, that's a baby. Look at this. Watch. That's Goo Goo Gaga. You can't tell me it's not. No. No, they high five? If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. That's so good. That's so good. That's so good. Wait, didn't Dan Heng said avoid the hot baths, right? So maybe something's happening here?
Is someone injured over there? What happened here?
Watch out.
Watch out? Because remember Dan Heng said don't go to the baths.
Watch out for the Kremnoan.
The Kremnoan?
Kremnoan? This is their doing?
The Kremnoan?
Aggie, now's not the time to dwell on that. Let's help the injured people first. Excuse me, coming through.
Oh, here's Hyacinth. Okay, but like, yeah, well, I wonder what the Kremnoan did.
Oh, you two are here as well. That's a relief.
Adore her design so much.
Even the Twilight Courtyard is involved. What in the world happened here?
Yeah, especially with what Dan Heng said, what they said now. I'm wondering.
I actually just came to relax. But as soon as I got here, I saw all these people lying on the ground. I've examined them, and they don't seem to be seriously ill. It feels like they've just spent too much time in the hot water.
Which probably can affect you in this way, right? I think too much hot steam, if it's too hot, would also affect you too, right? 100%.
Multiple individuals fainting simultaneously from the hot pool steam? Where is the manager of the bards?
Yeah, and that sounds like it's being like, you know, when people go like, I want to speak to your manager. It's actually like, in this case, it's very much justified if you think that like, why are hot baths that are supposed to be relaxing making people pass out?
He disappeared, and no one knows where he's gone to. Some people have been saying that the Kremnoans are behind this. Lady Aglaea, what do you think about this?
What would the Kremnoans be doing this for? Is it some sort of like resentment?
Let these people rest. The two of you, please come with me.
Yeah, I wonder because I know the Kremnoans do have like a resentment towards the people of Volcama in some ways, and they do have like, especially the stuff that's happening with Mydei right now. We know there's still like a very much an agitated unrest amongst them.
Have you thought of something, Aggie?
Very interesting to think what this could be.
Yes. While their intentions elude me, it's time to bring this farce to a close.
Sure. 100%. You know what I mean? It's like...
This is really bad. Oh, this many people?
Yeah, no, this is a nice touch as well, having the guy point to like what's happening. Yeah, I wonder, because I don't... Mydei?
This is all you can do, huh? Pitiable deliverer.
Wait, is he talking about Phainon? What happened? Phainon's on the ground! What? I didn't even notice Phainon for a second.
Snowy! Even Snowy!
What happened to him?
The culprit.
The culprit?
The culprit is Mydei.
Oh my god. Wait, why did you do this for? This is such an uncanny scene here. Oh, I didn't even go auto.
What did you do to everybody?
It's just another duel
No.
where I claimed victory.
No, were they having a steam bath competition? My brothers in Aquila, my brothers in freaking like Strife. That is the gayest thing I've ever heard. My brothers.
As I expected.
I love it. They were having a competition with who could handle the steam baths, who could handle the heat.
On the surface, these two are the mightiest warriors in the Holy City, but they're still impulsive youths at heart.
Hey, bro. Let's see who can handle the heat in the steam baths. Honestly, it's very cute. It's very cute. People passing out was a small price to pay for how cute this is, honestly.
Speak up, Mydei. Tell us exactly what kind of foolishness you and Phainon indulged in this time.
Bro, I'm better than you. Let's go friggin' take our top off in the bath. Well, we can keep our clothes on. No. I'm sorry. How's your recovery coming, my friend? Winning and losing are all part of Warrior's life. Don't let it get to you. Why don't you take a bath to recharge, buddy?
No, none of those sound right.
So he wasn't gonna say any of those? He's just always thinking about what he could say. Oh my, that's so cute. If you're up for let's have a talk, he wouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it. Like he's trying to figure out what to say. That's very cute. That's so cute. I'm smiling for you here. I see you're still alive and kicking to the... That shows an insight to Mydei's mind. He wanted to say all these really sweet things, but all he could say was the usual, like, see, you're still alive, deliverer, you know? He cares.
Seeing things? Is the magnificent deliverer finally deigning to step outside?
I don't know why that's, like, so cute. You know? The two of them being like, let's have a steam bath competition.
What kind of response is that?
Nothing. I was just imitating your usual
See what I mean?
response.
Like, He knows how to push his buttons 100%.
I don't feel anything special from you. Have you passed the demigod trial?
Oh, he's asking if you did it.
The ritual hasn't reopened yet. In case you forgot, it hasn't been that long since I pulled you out of the trial.
What's so funny is, like, Mydei came here and taught himself, I'm going to say something really nice to Phainon, and already they're kind of, like, bickering a little bit, because that's just them, you know? But you can tell, like, there's so much care between the two of them, you know what I mean?
I didn't forget.
Then, you're welcome.
You see what I mean? What's Phainon going to say to this?
In twilight's last gleam, Makima stands bold. Her walls sturdy, tales untold. Dreaming of her fruitful gardens, pilgrims arrive from distant lands. Figs and olives, so grand.
What's he saying here?
Yet little do they know that they will step into flames, fuel to the fire, a burning brand.
What does he mean by this?
What are you playing at this time?
I'm very interested to see what he means by this.
I just felt like reciting a few lines of poetry. Surely the crown prince of Kremnos knows how to appreciate
hit the
poetry,
mic.
Right?
Let me read this again. So, in Twilight's last gleam, Okema stands bold, her walls sturdy and tales untold. So the Okema standing tall. Dreaming of fruitful gardens, pilgrims arrive from distant lands, figs of olives, ordinary. So people are dreaming of something, a better future. Yet little they know what they step into is in flames, fuels to the fire, a burning brand. So when they actually come here, it seems that, like, it actually is more dangerous than they think it is.
Kremnoans steer clear of such weak literature. But my library doesn't lack collections of this kind.
Oh my god, there's this constant mini competition between them. He just said, I don't like your goddamn stupid poetry.
These lines express the poet's yearning for their home.
Okay.
Just as Akama is distant from many people's homes.
Okay, so maybe it's more that he, when he got here to Akama, he didn't think it was, that great.
I know how to interpret poetry, Haikis.
Oh my god, it's always this thing where, like, again, he came here with the intent of being so nice to Phainon, and he ended up... Wait, does that mean scoundrel? He came here with the intent of being nice to Phainon and ended up, like, having to, like, defend his knowledge of poetry.
There's no point in pretending to be profound, my friend.
I agree. I do agree.
Thank you for helping me out when I was in a tight spot, but it seems to me that you aren't prepared for the trial either.
Oh my god, Phainon. Can I say as well, the whole idea of don't pretend to be profound, there's so many people online that do that where it's like, you can tell that they're trying, like, everyone has, like, innate knowledge of stuff that other people don't have, and it's so interesting to ever talk to someone who knows something more about something than you do. But I always find that some people, like, are desperately trying to be like, I know something about this, I do. And it's like, dude, just take it easy, you know? It's just chill. It's not that big of a deal.
Don't compare your situation with mine. My people are still relying on me. I can't ascend to godhood on my own without first resolving their issues.
Yeah, Phainon. Yeah. Let's go to the baths. But the thing is as well, though, I don't want to make a light of this because this is one of those situations where, like, this is something that's playing on Mydei's mind quite a bit. And, like, again, he wants to resolve their issues from what I remember as a human. And this idea of ascending to godhood, he still thinks it's one of those situations where he's going to have to, he's worried he might be corrupted by this stuff as well.
So, are you suggesting that you, the mighty Mydemos, and the heir to the throne of Kremnos, wish to defy tradition that has endured among your people for millennia?
I think he should. Like, F tradition, right? F tradition.
Still thinking about what I should do.
Of course. This is such a tough decision. It's such a tough decision.
Never mind. It's probably not my place to offer you counsel.
Someone needs to offer him counsel. Someone does. It's messing with his brain. You'd be the perfect person to talk to him.
An idea does strike me, though.
Here we go. Okay, unsolicited advice is what probably Mydei needs.
Go ahead. Let's see what terrible ideas you've come up with this time.
Maybe we both need to relieve some stress. Come, Mydemos. Let's recommence our previous competition.
I think this is genuinely, once again, Phainon's way of being nice to Mydei. Like, remember before he did a competition with the battles in Kremnos in a way of kind of like making Mydei take his mind off all the stuff that's happening here, and now Mydei's mind is once again racing 100 miles per hour. What does Phainon do? Let's go have a competition.
This time, We'll see who can stay in the super hot bath for longer.
You see, Phainon's doing this to make Mydei feel better, 100%.
What? Are you chickening out?
Look at Phainon's face.
The phrase chickening out does not exist in the Kremnoan language. I just find the situation absurd, that's all. All-knowing historian, are you not aware that we Kremnoans use boiling water from sword forging for our baths?
That's so fun. The idea of him just being like, I'm not chickening out, but are you aware of this? They're like, I love their back and forth so much.
Looks like I'll have to teach you some royal etiquette
Teach him.
today.
Looks like I'm gonna have to kiss you.
And thus, an unprecedented Sauna battle commences! With unparalleled resolve, the two warriors' determination even alters the very hue of the steam. Flames intertwine with scalding vapor, reaching towards.
There's even like a commentator for this?
Shrouding the sky and the sun. The spectacle is so magnificent that none dare gaze upon it directly.
This is the greatest episode of all time, guys. This is my favorite time in Honkai Star Rail ever.
Since we can't see what's happening in the competition, why don't I regale you with a tale of kings to pass?
What do you mean we can't see?
Do you recall the legend of the Gorgo
Excuse me?
lion mentioned by a certain veteran? The central figure, the main character.
Excuse me?
Was not the sole sovereign of that land. An Oryx stood as its formidable rival.
You mean to tell me instead of showing me the two boys having a bath competition, you're showing me some lore? For all these heathens out here who love lore, all these weirdos in the comments who love lore, all of you guys, heathens, get your mind out of the gutter where all the lore is. Get it up here in the heavens with me in bath time. Come on, guys. Get it together. Honestly. But do you recall the legend of Gorgo Lion? Don't worry, I'm gonna read it. Mentioned by a certain veteran, the central figure, the main character, was not the sole sovereign of that land, as an Onyx stood as its formidable rival.
Long before the dawn of Anaxagoras, the two beasts started their timeless battle on the plains of Kratos. The lion regarded the Oryx as its food, while the
Great voice
Oryx
acting.
perceived the lion as a scornful, oppressive, and challenging barrier that it swore to topple with its antlers.
This is a weird placement of lore, though, right? After like a very comedic and funny scene, I think, in a way. So I'm gonna reread these all the time. Long before the dawn of Era Crisis, the two beasts started their timeless battle on the plains of Kratos. The lion regarded Oryx as his food, and Oryx perceived the lion as scornful. So it's them defining. Okay.
For tens of thousands of years, without respite, the two creatures thus continued their relentless pursuit and rivalry.
So a constant rivalry. Oh. So we're actually transitioning back.
It fixated on its rival's fleeing form in the chase.
There isn't a bath, guys.
It set its sights on the other's neck, nearly within
I think you're talking about the rivalry of Onyx and what was the name again? The lion Gorgo, and then overlaying it over the rivalry and the struggle between Mydei and Phainon. Just showing their struggles of being in the hot bath.
It was stuck in a corner.
This is actually like really well done in terms of like using something from the past to overlay on the future or the present. Man, they're struggling.
It had nowhere to escape. On the land of Amphoreus, some lives meet their end at dusk, some at dawn, and yet others are fated to perish under the blistering sun at noon. And at last, the most scorching moment of the day descended upon them. The formidable hand of fate heeded their call and arrived!
Again, great voice acting.
My lords,
What the hell?
To reduce the temperature a little?
No wonder Phainon lost, by the way. Full on, like, leather on him. Like, you know what I mean? No wonder he lost. This is, again, one of the most, like, adorably cute things I've ever seen in my life. That these two guys just having a freaking hot bath competition so we can see who can handle the steam hotter. Like, literally just the two of them will compete in anything. I genuinely believe this. I genuinely believe that if you, like, said to them, like, who's going to, like, break their arm first, they'd both run to get a hammer, you know? they'd be like that right away.
What? You're chickening out already?
The both of you are struggling.
Get lost.
Get lost.
Are you asking me to get lost, or...
Meet a Dan Heng tomorrow. Hey, rival, let's go have a bath.
Whatever.
Guys,
What?
you're struggling. There's things called a towel. You know what I mean? No wonder you're struggling.
Oh, please, forgive my presumptuousness, my lords.
And there's nothing they can do as well because there's just two Chrysosayers in the middle of the bath.
What a spectacle of folly.
It is the greatest moment in the Honkai Star Rail history.
This is what you get for
Look at
daring
him.
to challenge a Kremnoan without understanding your own place.
No, this is one of my favorite things that's ever happened in this game.
What I'm saying is, your little game dragged down quite a few innocent souls alongside you.
Small price to pay. We got the greatest scene in Honkai Star Rail history. Small price to pay, Aglaea.
We will personally escort back home the customers left awestruck by our formidable presence.
I love that. That's so like petty, isn't it? They're just awestruck by me, you know. I love it.
This isn't fair.
The pointed finger he's pointing towards him.
You are wearing way less than I am.
How do you fix that?
Is this the latest trend now? Getting into the baths while dressed in full...
That's the thing. Mydei did have an advantage, but he was also wearing like way more bronze and metal, so that would have like burnt way quicker. You know what I mean? So like really, I don't think it actually is an advantage. He's wearing like bronze on his legs.
Don't look at me like that. It was he who challenged me. There is no word for flee in the Kremnoan language.
The line read here is perfect. He's genuinely offended.
Don't look at me like that.
It's like, what the hell? Don't you look at me like that.
Very well. Let us bring this farce to a close.
It's not a
shall we?
farce.
Warriors, it is time to get moving.
Listen, just a few people died, okay? In the grand scheme of things, it was funny. I know they didn't die. After recovery, Phainon and Mydei escort the fated baths away from the scene. Sorry, we were bathers, by the way. Sorry, we were just having a little competition. This time, Phainon narrowly triumphed with a stunning 27-25 victory in terms of numbers of trips safely escorted. There's constant competition between these two. They are the Chaz and Jaden of this whole group.
The flame chase journey is destined to be a lengthy one, replete with obstacles.
100%. And like even like I think Chaz and Jaden even had like a hot springs episode. So.
But thanks to those two, all the gloom has vanished into thin
And
air.
actually, it's so funny, that Hot Springs episode, Chaz pretends to hate Jaden and all the boys all the time. And what's so funny is that, like Chumley, Cyrus, and Jaden are in the Hot Springs, and Chaz is still there too. And it's like, dude, if you hate them, like, you could have chosen a different time for Bath. You know what I mean? You could have chosen a different time. But he didn't.
Oh, we just had quite the commotion. It's not every day we find the Marmoreal Palace this serene. Shall we continue with our previous plans? Hyacinth, would you care to join us?
Sounds fun, right?
Such an empty bath is indeed a rare sight.
That's the thing. Oh my god. I know I'm gonna sound. Here's the thing. I feel like I'm a mix between an introvert and an extrovert. Because my friends always say I'm very social. I can talk for Ireland. They say I'll talk forever. But also at the same time too, I'm also someone who how do I say it? Like likes comfort. So I'm the type of person that when I go into a supermarket and I see it's like nearly empty. There's like 3 people there, early morning, you know what I mean? Or like Sunday morning or something. And I go into a supermarket, I'm like in heaven. I love it, man. If I have a whole home to myself, oh, heaven. Which I think a lot of people feel that way sometimes too. I'm also the type of person as well that like, I remember like my friends have kind of like not like have stopped doing this just because they always used to try to get me out of the house more after like 5 p.m. They're like, come out for a drink. And I'm like, once 5 p.m. hits, it's Calvin time. Which sounds so antisocial, but I'll go for a coffee during the day or something. But once 5 p.m. hits, guys, Calvin time. Now, excluding birthdays and special occasions, of course.
I was looking forward to unwinding after work. I'd be delighted to accept your invitation, Lady Treevee.
How about we go to the biggest bath?
Okay. Yeah, really fun scene. I think it shows the competition between Mydei and Phainon so well that it's not only just like healthy, but it's super, super funny. Obviously, it's you could say, well, it actually affected other people around here too, 100%. But again, it's so charming and adorable, and because 110%, they love having competition with each other, 100%. Phainon loves poking at Mydei, but what we saw from the scene was Mydei came to Phainon and wanted to comfort him, but didn't know what to say, so he just said his usual like, Phainon, you know, like started poking at him, and then Phainon's way better at poking back at him. Phainon knows how to get under his skin very quickly. But I think Phainon, what's so interesting about Phainon as a character and what interesting about the relationship is, you can tell they're super, super close because Mydei went to comfort Phainon, and Phainon ended up comforting Mydei. You know, because he realized Mydei was in a tough situation. I really feel like they understand each other so well, and Phainon could sense Mydei was having some turmoil in his mind, and instead of pushing deeper, he just said, look, we need to have a competition, you know, which is very, very pretty. And as I said, like it's so you know, they can't hide. It's so charming and cute having them be like, you know, hey, my rival, let's go have a bath. Let's go have a competition in the bath. It's a very funny and charming and very beautiful scene. It really is. I liked it a lot. I liked it a whole lot. I was charmed to death.
Let me check. The water temperature feels just perfect.
Okay.
So, how is the feeling of having the entire bath to yourselves?
This is cute. This is very cute. Look at little Treevee. She's a little baby. But like, honestly, having like a glass of wine in the bath as well. Hyacinth even has like a special bath outfit. It's like this kind of like, I don't know what you would call it. I guess like just a bath gown or something. But like, it's really, really cute how they did this. The artwork in Honkai Star Rail is always very, very nice though.
But Lady Treevee, aren't you going to soak in the bath with us?
This is adorable. They're even eating grapes. They're eating grapes in the water.
We will have to pass. After all, we've become children.
Children?
Please understand that she can no longer endure the heat of this pool due to the blessings of
Ah,
Yanis.
okay. So she's only dipping her toe into it.
Oh.
I mean, you learn something new every day, right? 100%.
Are you curious about us, Hyacinth? I am, but something tells me that it might be better to change the topic.
Don't get all nervous. It's not something we can't discuss. The truth is, a long, long time ago, we were a mature adult just like
So
Aggie.
at one point, so they like reversed aged, I guess?
Then, because of reasons, we inherited Yanis's divinity and gained the power of passage.
Okay.
And in return, the price we had to pay was the splitting of our soul.
Oh, so is that why they became babies? Because they like separated into like 3 different entities?
Each opening of the Century Gate intensifies the strain on Treevee and the others. They are gradually regressing towards infancy, both in body and
So is that
mind.
every time they use the gate, they literally are getting younger and younger. So there's a possibility that that's what she was worried about with Trianne, that Trianne would like get so young that they would disappear, maybe, or they just become like a, you know, nothing.
We don't know what awaits us at the end
Yeah.
either. But anyway, that's why we've turned into children.
So every time they use the gate, they get younger. That's actually really interesting. I didn't think that's what it was. I thought it was just like puts a strain on their body, but no, they genuinely become younger, more baby. Which again, it's one of those things like if you reverse age, eventually the logic dictates if you're able to reverse age to become a toddler as Treevee has, you would genuinely also then be able to become like a, revert back to being a 1-year-old, revert back to being, a zygote. You know what I mean? Like something like that's not even a baby, you know?
In that case, when you opened that giant sentry gate above Akuma during the battle against Nikador.
Well, there's no way around it. We all know that the flame chase journey won't be a smooth ride.
I'm not wrong with this, right? That's what's happening here. So when they open the gate there, and when they open the gate as well with there with the black robed guy, it literally is making them younger. Very interesting. I didn't know that at all. I didn't think that's what it was.
Maybe we can find a way to fix it. The primary research focus of Neusporists is the soul. We explore its depletion and methods to restore dispersed souls. As long as research continues, there might be a breakthrough that can help.
Interesting. So there is like people studying dispersed souls, so there can be some sort of like help for this probably at some point.
We will do everything we can.
So your first reaction is in fact denial. You're indeed an Access student. I look forward to your good news, Hyacin.
So, I think her saying that you're an Access student, like the idea of denial, there is a hint of respect in Aglaea's voice, right? Where, it's kind of like, even though he's probably abrasive and he's arrogant and don't get along very well, she probably acknowledges that maybe he doesn't give up. You know, he'll deny the idea of like this prophecy and this idea to do his own thing.
Now there's another reason to look forward to
Oh,
tomorrow.
that's such a cute way to say it. Yeah, because again, if there is like a breakthrough, that could help a lot, right? 100%. Huh?
Lady Trina.
Oh no.
What's wrong?
Oh no.
Something's off. It's that strong feeling again. Is it Trianne?
Wait, what? Did something happen with her?
Wait, no. It's not Trianne this time.
Wait, what?
It's Trina. Trina is in danger.
What? In the meantime, what's happened with Trianne?
I win this round of escorting the bathers home.
How does one contender alone make a valid competition?
I'm really worried what's happening there as well, because again, it's such an interesting idea, the idea of like reverting back every time you use a sentry gate, and that makes sense, like why they were such a diplomat and so like, respected, but they're also a baby. I know they're powerful as well, but like, I also like that she's just like, yeah, I am a child. I am genuinely a child, And Hyacin said there could be breakthroughs in like dispersion and dispersed souls suffix too. And I love the kind of halfway respect that Aglaea gave to Anaxa there as well. But the cliffhanger there it's a tough one. What could be happening with Trianne? What could be happening? How does one contend alone? How one contend alone make a valid competition? What does he mean here? Oh, he's saying that you were the only one in contention?
Offering a compliment or two wouldn't be the end of you,
Hikers.
So that means scoundrel. Over and over again he says it's just hikers?
What is that word? Is that your native tongue?
It means hyena.
Hyena?
I'm likening you to a weak hyena. By the way, you emphasize the completely wrong syllable.
I genuinely love that, like, the way the voice actor from Mydei is so good at making him sound like so tough, and there's times where like it's like he has a very emotional and all this stuff too. This is like so like playful, but also like really adorable at the same time to him being like, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, him being like, it means hyena, okay?
It means hyena.
You know what I mean when you're like bickering at someone?
Though we've been acquainted for some time, I have rarely heard you talk in the ancient tongue of Kremna.
This thing, they're constantly fighting with each other, constantly bickering, but they are glued to each other. They are glued to each other.
It's because I'm not exactly a master at it either.
Everything.
I can listen and read just fine, but when it comes to writing...
That's true. That's fine. That's fine. It happens with languages. Like, I was the opposite with the Irish language. I can write the Irish language for days, but I can't... I can read it. No, I can write it, and I can kind of read it, but I can't say it very well, if you know what I mean. That's my problem with the Irish language. I can write it. I used to get very good grades in Irish class. I could do it no problem. But I can't say it. I'm not very good at speaking. If you ask me to have a conversation, if you ask me to write a letter to my pen pal, I'm doing it right now, you know? You ask me to write a letter to, you know, an Irish institution, I can do that tomorrow. Ask me to speak to someone in Irish? Nah. But yeah, like, this conversation is kind of sweet to me as well. I don't know, there's something about it.
You can write?
Phainon, please. Oh my god, I've never seen him so offended, ever.
You speak as if you don't have a brain.
I love them with every fiber of my freaking being. I love them so much. I love them so much. This idea that, like, you saw it in his eyes. He was like, he did not just, you know, because again, he's always trying to poke at Mydei, and Mydei, like, comes back with, like, one of the most, like, you know, schoolyard insults. Well, you're a big dum-dum. How about that?
That was in jest. I understand. After all, you spent all your childhood wandering far from home.
Yeah.
Worry about yourself first, deliverer. You also never mention your hometown, apart from when you need to introduce yourself.
Oh, but a lot of stuff happened with that hometown stuff as well. That's still on his mind.
Well, it's because there isn't much to say. Mydei's Elysiae is simply a tiny village that disappeared many years ago in the flames of war.
And we saw like a vision of something similar to that. And again, I wonder if it is like it has something to do with that black cloak guy as well.
The only times I get to see it are in my dreams. And
look how Mydei like rushed to his side as well.
And in the trial from the Lance of Fury.
Yeah, that's where he saw it as well.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Yes. I saw it all. Mydei's Elysiae ablaze with
that must be horrible.
My family, friends, and my kin. Lying in a sea of flame.
Like, how do you deal with that? Like, you're basically like reliving the trauma in I know I'm not even joking when I say this, in like 4K. It's your eyeballs. You're seeing it right in front of you, not in a memory. It's almost just right in front of you.
A blood-red half-sun hung in the sky, just like on that day. And before my eyes, that murderer.
It has to be the black cloak guy. It has to be.
Killed Cyrene.
Cyrene. Does this name sound familiar? Cyrene. Maybe sounds familiar. It's one of those things as well, by the way, guys, when I think sometimes, especially for new people, if I'm sitting here saying like, oh, does that name sound familiar? I'm speculating in my own mind. You don't have to be like, oh, remember this person. Because if I don't remember them, if they were like seen in some other thing, or maybe if they're like whatever, you know, if I did hear them before, it's best not to like say this. Unless it's like they were mentioning the story like at the start of Amphoreus, then I'm going to feel like a dum-dum. You know what I mean? I'm speculating amongst myself. So the girl that was the pink-haired girl, I'm guessing, was Cyrene. And the black cloak guy killed Cyrene. You can tell this is horrible to recount.
But I saw its form.
There it is.
Time. A black cloak, an eerie mask, and a broken giant sword that carried an ominous.
Yeah. This is exactly what we saw. So that is the person that killed Cyrene and devastated his homeland.
I fought it in the trial. But even though I've been fighting, improving, and resolutely getting stronger all this time, I still couldn't.
Oh, that has to be so hurtful, where you probably dream of going back and defeating. You dream of the stuff that you could have done, but in the end, you still lose in your own dream of what was happening as well, you know?
You were blinded by hatred and almost lost yourself in that trial.
That's right. And that's why I am truly thankful to
Oh,
you,
that's so sweet.
Magnus.
Because again, he was lost. We saw what happened. Mydei took a hit for Phainon to get him out of there.
You finally picked up some manners. Better late than never.
His tone just completely changed from being offended 2 minutes ago.
Then what about you, Mydei? What did you see in that trial? What do you fear?
Mydei saw his people dying, right?
There is no word for fear in the Kremnoan language.
Oh, you don't have to say that. You know you don't have to say that.
I'm getting the feeling that your language has no words
at this stage. 100% at this stage.
But to answer your question, I saw Akuma in the trial. As well as...
Look at this freaking image here. But yeah, I love the Mydei's kind of like, he's a bit standoffish, like, I don't have to, I'm not afraid of anything, but I will tell you, right? I will tell you what happened in his own way.
My old comrades.
His old comrades.
Hephaestion. Perdiccas. Ionius. Ptolemy. And Possesta. Ever since I returned from the Sea of Souls, these 5 have been by my side.
He talks about them with so much pain in every single, like in his tone of how he says every single name. He says they've been by his side.
We faced life and death together.
Oh,
during
yeah,
our days
yeah, yeah.
in exile. Those 10 years were arduous, yet filled with moments worth treasuring. Each night, we would gather by the campfire, savoring honey brews and singing our hearts out.
So the Sea of Exile is where his father threw him in at that time as well. So it sounds like he's been through like a lot with these people, both good and bad.
The wind in the wilds
gorgeous
smelled like rust. Hephaestion would always tease me about adding goat milk to the honey brew, claiming I ruined the blood-red color of the drink. He had a scrawny figure. It was a relentless force on the battlefield, dispatching foes without so much as a blink.
So he's describing Hephaestion. You can tell he has a lot of admiration for these people, just the way he describes them, but this artwork is beautiful.
Perdiccas was an expert in concocting medicines, delving into all those strange folk remedies. Ionius was a swift runner, and our most reliable messenger.
Man, hearing him recount this, like it's like this is almost therapeutic for him. He loved these people.
Ptolemy was a real bookworm, always spouting off in chapters and verses. When we left Kremnos, he made off with a stack of ancient tomes from the Grand Library. Not like it mattered, as my family owns the library. And then there was Possesta. He was the silent type, but a truly masterful musician.
I love this scene. I love seeing the sentimentality of Mydei. Something we don't get to see very often, but it's very clear, you know, that he has that love in his heart for these people.
This is the first time I've heard you mention these 5 and their names.
And Phainon taking this very seriously, of course, because you can tell Mydei is taking this so seriously.
They died on the battlefield before the Kremnoan detachment managed to join Akuma. Perdiccas was the first to go. He was shot in the stomach by a poisonous arrow from the people of Phainon.
Jesus
Christ. Month of cultivation. In the end, his remedies mended all but himself.
That's such a like a sad way to put it, right? He could heal other people, but just not like, you know, heal himself in this moment now.
Mydemos, do not mourn. I have achieved honor by bestowing a noble death upon the enemy.
And there's that Kremnoan attitude as well, right?
Leonius.
Oh, they're making him disappear from the picture.
Idonia's snowstorm lasted 3 full months. On the night of the fiercest storm, our foes launched their assault.
Idonia. Is that the city Castorus used to live in?
Oh, interesting, okay.
Yes. Those zealots were as fearless as Kremnoans in the face of death, but they lacked respect for honor. They cornered us in a bottomless swamp. Leonius covered for our retreat. They cut his legs off.
Jesus!
He vanished into the mire of a foreign land, his body never to be recovered.
absolutely freaking disgusting.
This is perfect. Mighty-most, I can finally deliver the news of you ascending
It's so
the throne
brutal.
to the nether realm.
20 dusks later, we finally breached the walls of Idonia and entertained the tyrant's plea for peace. However, the rebels refused to surrender and set up an ambush within the city. Ptolemy and his cavalry met their end before they could even relish our triumph. Those obelisks that collapsed after being set on fire became their final resting place.
Mydei has been through so... I know, like, this is, like, the people themselves, like, the people he loved that have gone through this, but... Like, look at all this stuff. Like, if you read through this, like, again, like, imagine having to recount this, even reading through all this stuff. I'm feeling, like, sick.
Mighty-most, please, tell my family. It was not cunning schemes that vanquished Ptolemy, but the immense weight of Amphoreus' entire history.
Then, it was Pacesta. You lured the enemies into the city of Aenionis with his melodies, buying us invaluable time.
And it's so powerful how they're making the characters disappear, because the image was so beautiful when we first saw it, right?
Our enemies, consumed by indignation when they discovered the trick, set the entire city and my soldiers on fire.
Jesus freaking
His final words
Christ.
were recorded on a small clay tablet, fractured by the flames.
Like, you see how much brutality there is in these battles. Because I know, like, death is already crazy, but, like, chopping off people's legs, burning people alive.
Mighty-most, don the crown.
And there's the pressure again, right? They wanted him to become king.
And at last, my most trusted friend, Hephaestion.
So this is who he trusted the most.
Supposed to stand by my side through it all. But a sudden relapse of his illness hit him on the eve of my duel against my father. He hid his condition from me. By the time I returned victorious, he had but a breath left in
So
him.
he literally didn't say anything because he didn't want Mydei to think about this before the duel?
A Kremnoan dying on a sickbed. I would be a laughing
That's
stock
where
to
I see
everyone.
a lot of the Kremnoan stuff can be toxic and really horrible to me as well. Like, the idea that, like, you'd be a laughingstock for being sick, you know, because that's what the Kremnoan ideals are. You have to die, like, you know, in battle. That's what you want. That's a dream.
Hephaestion, my dear friend, spare your strength. I'll go get a physician.
No need. Even if Perdiccas were here, he couldn't stop destiny from taking me away.
So sad. It's legitimately very, very sad.
No! None can take you away.
Oh, Mydei's voice as well. Holy hell, dude.
Our
king.
Do not shed tears for me. It's not befitting of your status.
Do you think this definitely puts pressure on Mydei about taking the crown as well? That they already called him king. Look at that, and then he's all alone. Absolutely brutal.
Farewell, my dear friend. You must lead us back home.
What a grave trial indeed.
Holy hell, like, and it's always one of those situations where, like, there's so much underneath a character, and especially in Honkai Star Rail, there's so much underneath. Mydei, you know, his anger, the sadness you can hear in his voice sometimes, the hurt, it's not just the idea of, like, losing his home or losing his father or having to kill his father. To me, it's also, obviously, this, the pain of losing his friends one by one and being helpless to do anything about it. And of course we know that he can't die either, so seeing all these people passing by, knowing that he's moving on. Like, losing one friend can be something that you will never get over. Losing all of your friends this way?
Now I understand why you see immortality as a
Yes,
defect.
exactly.
Or even a curse.
Exactly, Phainon.
My father threw me into the sea of souls to break the wheel of karma. But little did he realize it would grant me an immortal body and summon a fated revenge on his
Your
head.
dad sucked. He sucked so bad.
Following his demise, I considered leading my people back to our homeland. Kremnos had already turned it into a wasteland. Only darkness and insanity thrives there.
Again, and that's the thing, it's like, this is what they, again, I forget the name of the guy that was trying to pressure him to becoming king. Mydei is looking at this from the perspective of, like, he does want to help his people, but he doesn't want to just have more people die around him. He doesn't want to see people suffer around him again. He's lost too many people. This idea of having to lead them back into this place of darkness and insanity. And even now, like, I do think, again, he wants to do it his own way because he doesn't want to repeat the same mistakes of the past. He doesn't want his people to suffer.
Against the dissent of many.
That's him.
Kratos included. I made the Kremnoan detachment stay in Alchema. But I know that their glory will never be doused out.
And that's the thing. I think it's like, it's against, he said, the dissent of many, and Kratos included. You saved lives. You've saved people's lives this way, Mydei. You've saved people's lives. F the bullcrap of, oh, we need to die a warrior's death. If we die in battle by someone attacking us, that's still a great death. No, how about saving people's lives, which is what you did?
The instant of strife shall inevitably arrive.
If you take over Nikodor, then you must begin the journey back to your homeland.
Man.
So, you hesitate because you think leaving your people in the Holy City is a better choice?
It's such a amazing way of telling Mydei's story. Of a character who embodies the true feelings of Kremnos. All those tenets that are actually embodied within Mydei, but I think he has it in a more healthy way, in my opinion. Like, this is what Kremnos needs. A leader who thinks to himself, maybe it's better off if we don't leave. Maybe we're safer here. But then you see all the pressure that was put on him, not just from Kratos, but those kids as well who wanted to return home that said they were being bullied here. There's so much on Mydei's mind in this sense.
I don't know.
It's so tough.
But I have never been crowned. And those 5 were never endowed with any titles. None is aware of their glory.
The people that left him as friends, they're not heroes in people's eyes.
Your predicament is truly complicated. I don't know how I can give you any useful advice. Maybe you could seek counsel from more people, such as the Grand Craftsman. Cartonis' people seem to have been through comparable dilemmas.
I think just listening to him has probably been a great thing for him. Genuinely, I think listening to him has probably been a great thing.
And that teacher of yours...
Kratos would not give him good advice.
We've got a big problem.
Oh, here it is. Here's the issue as well. I want to say as well before we go any further, because I think crap is about to hit the fan. A beautiful scene between Mydei and Phainon, and even though they bicker with each other, I feel like they go to each other to talk about this stuff as well, but they do it in a way that makes it feel like they're not actually like opening up and like being too emotional. Not that it's bad they're emotional with each other, but they don't want to like play their cards too much with each other. But what we just had, you know, whether they like it or not, is a scene where they both talked about their past and the sad things that happened in their lives. And, you know, they did it with each other. They didn't do it with anyone else. They did it with each other. They opened up to each other. They can open up to each other, even if it amounts to bickering beforehand and afterwards. They trust each other. Even if they won't say it, even if they don't feel it in their mind, they do trust each other, and it's a very beautiful thing.
Lady Tribi, what's making you so flustered?
Hurry up and go save Trina.
Oh no.
She got abducted by
What? In what universe is old dude thinking he's doing this? In what universe? Dirtbag? Like, what's wrong with you?
It seems I was the one who exposed my vulnerabilities first.
What is wrong with you? Heh, what's wrong with you?
Aglaea, I
demand an explanation.
What in the world has happened?
This man abducted Trianne by force and forced her to bring him to the vortex.
Okay, he's
of
done then.
Genesis.
He's done. Like, what's wrong with you?
He then brazenly stepped into the trial of the Lance of Fury, and naturally failed.
What? Because you wanted to take the core flame? Is that what you wanted to do?
Telling the truth. Why did you do
Because
that?
because he's gonna say you didn't. Again, putting more pressure on your head.
Because I don't want to wait anymore.
Shut up.
Your hesitation made me desperate.
So you kidnapped someone, forced them to bring you here, and tried to do the trial by yourself. What frustrates me so much about this is that this is the actions, and okay, to get this out of the way, I know they're frustrated. I've seen the effects of what's happened to the people of Kremnos and why they're so sad to still be here. I know this. But this reminds me of when older generations do this. They do this. They do something that makes the younger generation feel worse. I know, like, Mydei's like an immortal person, but I'm saying in this sense, this is only going to make Mydei feel worse. Emotionally. And not that Kratos cares. He wants them to feel bad. He wants them to feel bad. Oh, I came in and I got hurt. Now won't you do it, Mydei, please?
If you want to run away from your destiny to become king, then keep running.
Yeah, keep running.
Someone will eventually stand
Do
up
it then.
and fill in the gap left by strife. Then they will lead our people home.
Mydei wants to keep your people alive. He cares about your people. If you want to do the trial, go in there right now. Go in there right now and do the trial. And then turn on the freaking... Take off the safety toggle. Go on and do it. My passion for this man right here, Mydei, is someone who is compassionate. I love him because he is caring. Because he's tough and he's strong, but it's not in a way that's so toxic and horrible. He is a beautiful person. And the fact that you can't see that you have your true leader here who's saving all of your lives is so demented and so toxic in a way of keeping these ideals of your traditions alive, even at the expense of your people. The fact that someone is hesitating and thinking about this is a good thing. Following traditions isn't the right thing to do all the time.
Age has blinded you,
Agreed.
teacher.
Agreed.
Can't you see that I'm hesitating because of this very recklessness seared into
That's
your
the thing.
blood?
You still have these bad, the horrible aspects of Kremnos. The horrible aspects of this, like, again, I use the word toxic because it is toxic in saying that it is like an infection. There's beautiful aspects to Kremnos, but one of the things I've said since the start when we heard about the tenets of Kremnos and the ideas of Kremnos is that people, the way they follow this whole idea of like what he's doing now and what he thinks in his mind, it's leading their people to more destruction.
Kratos, do you truly believe you're worthy of entering the trial? To blaspheme against the prophecy?
It's a good question.
Does the mission we Kratos heirs bear seem like child's play to you?
Wow, Aglaea, what a line.
Do you know how the Kremnoans see you,
Oh, tell us.
Aglaea?
Go on, tell us, buddy. Tell us.
You're a hypocrite and a megalomaniac. The prophecy of Genesis and the flame-chased journey are just excuses for you to seize power.
Buddy, if right now in this second, I need you to understand this. Usually I'm totally okay with calling people hypocrites and calling them megalomaniacs. I, for one, had a more of a not a perfect opinion of Aglaea episodes ago, but I can tell you this from experience. If right now she knew that literally ending her own life and, you know, falling on a spear would legitimately save all the people of Amphoreus, she would do it in 2 seconds. She's in power because she needs to be, and she wants, and she desperately will do anything to save the people of Amphoreus. If she could do it without being in power, she'd do it as well. I think you need to understand who you're talking to.
Silence, Kratos. Do you even know what
Yeah,
you're
like what?
saying?
Look.
Are you defending
Yes.
this woman, Mighty Mos? How many wars did people start because of her and her so-called prophecy? How many cities fell in the past millennium their people massacring each other.
Context.
Even if this so-called Genesis really exists, will there be a place for the Kremnoans in that new
Why
world?
wouldn't they have a place for them as well? And again, I don't want to. I hope it doesn't sound like I'm ever taking apart the Kremnoans' feelings of wanting to return home, of wanting to avoid suffering for their people. I totally understand this, but this was totally the wrong way to go about it. I think there would be a place. You okay?
Are you done talking?
Oh my god, Aglaea's not going to take this line down. You understand what I'm saying? It's for me. It's like you can acknowledge that the people of Kremnoan are having a hard time here, and it's very tough for them, while also acknowledging that Mydei's hesitation is all about saving their lives, and Kratos' pressure that he's putting on Mydei is a selfish one as well. You can act like it's not selfish; it's selfish for his own pride. This pride that's instilled in him that you have to return home. I have to return home. And I totally get it. Wanting to go back to your home is totally fair. But you need to think about this in a way that's going to be beneficial to everybody. Legitimately. And I'm not saying it's going to be perfect. I'm not saying that at all.
By agreement between the Kratos heirs and the Council of Elders, those who trespass upon the vortex of Genesis need not be tried by the Council. I am allowed to pass judgment alone.
I mean, you would expect this?
Kratos, your actions are unforgivable.
Oh my god.
I hereby sentence you.
Aggie, wait!
Tribby?
We have a proposal. Someone has to resolve this conflict between the cities.
Okay.
Lord Kratos did not use violence to harm us. We can sense that his anxiety stems from his concern for his people's future.
And this is what I was saying. I'm not discounting this idea at all. I'm not discounting the pain and the bullying and all the stuff that's happening with the people of Kremnos. I just don't like the pressure being turned around onto Mydei, if that makes sense.
Please, Aglaea, hear us out first.
I'm listening.
She trusts him, of course, as well. So what's the proposal, I wonder? It's just obviously the way to go about it is not this.
I'm sorry, Lord Kratos. We were so preoccupied with deciphering the fragments of prophecy that we neglected those of you not favored by its message. Your accusations were harsh, but justified.
The phrasing of this is actually a very interesting way to put it. Right? Where it's like, he said, do the Kremnoans have a place in this? And maybe that's what they feel as well. And again, as I said, I'm not discounting their feelings whatsoever. I'm not discounting the very real reality of the fear that comes along with this as well. 110%.
We wish to earn your trust and those of the Kremnoans. I think the best way to do that is to take you to witness the source of the prophecy for yourself.
That's huge.
How are you going to show me something that has no form?
That is huge. Tribby and Trina doing something amazing here, really.
You've heard about that Outlander, right? She has somehow made a connection with Orinus
Stell.
and can completely replicate scenes from the past. We will ask for her aid. Tomorrow, at the Abyss of Fate in the Temple of Yanisopolis, we will show you everything from that distant memory, Kratos.
Really incredible stuff from Trina and Tribby here. Dude, it's the best thing you're gonna get. There's no, well, I know he would probably there is a mentality that some of the Kremnoans would just die here.
A fair proposal.
It's more than fair.
I accept.
It's literally, you're not gonna get any better proposal.
Until then, you will be stripped of your freedom. That is my one condition, and I will brook no argument.
I think it's fair from Aglaea as well. I think it's so fair. She's running this place. You can't have just people just infiltrating places that you're not allowed to go. You can't have people going in places like here that's so important. It's more than fair.
It is not the first time I've been made someone else's prisoner. Do as you please,
yep.
Demigod.
It's more than fair for Aglaea to do this.
Teacher, why did you do this?
Forgive me, young master. But I just cannot wait any longer.
But you see what I mean when I say this puts an emotional pressure once again on Mydei? It really does.
Ever since your father died, Our people and I have been waiting for a day to revive Kremnos. We placed all of our hopes in you, but never received an answer.
Can I say that this is, again, totally a reasonable... Especially for the way that I know Kremnoans think. This is totally a 100% an honest and very realistic portrayal of what you would think someone from Kremnon would feel in terms of, like, this pain. When are we going to get an answer? But I do feel like, and I was there when it happened, I do feel like Mydei has given him answers. It's just that he doesn't like the answer sometimes, in my opinion. He doesn't like the answer of, it's complicated and we have to figure out the best way to do this, which is what Mydei was basically saying. That is an answer. Whether people like it or not, that is an answer. But he is looking for a yes or no, which life isn't like that sometimes. It just isn't.
This obsession for returning home has become a sickness for our people. Wise as you are, I refuse to believe that you can't see.
And what Mydei is saying here is that this whole idea of, like, instead of having people kind of integrate and try to make... I know, again, they're being discriminated against. That's factual. Instead of having people kind of, like, maybe try to make a home here, no one's ever going to feel comfortable here because they know at some point we're going home, right? Because all the time that's what their teachings are. We'll get to go home someday. We'll get to go home someday. Again, they deserve to live in their own home. They deserve to. They deserve to have their home not ravaged 100%. But it's also a situation where Mydei is thinking about them in the grander scheme of things rather than just following a prophecy. Rather than just following these ideals of we're going to return home to our great homeland. There has to be a home to return to, and there has to be a plan in place.
You have a clear head, which is why you're also incomparably alone. A smart person can only choose to tangle himself with the mundane of this world.
Wait, what?
If you're truly capable of leading our people beyond this blood-stained fate, then prove it to me once more, Mighty Mos.
But what way do you want proof? Do you want proof in the way that's going to save your people, or do you want proof that's going to confirm your ideals? Do you want proof that's going to make you right, or it's proof that's going to save your people? That's the choice you have.
Just as you did back then.
This is so heavy, because there's a lot of feelings flying for me, 110%. Mydei? Oh my god!
I did not expect such heroism from a feeble Achaemen.
And he's calling him an Achaemen, by the way. We're literally seeing him stab his blade. By the way, he looks incredible. This is a beautiful piece of art. Holy hell. But we're literally seeing him stabbing the blade into his dad.
Fulfill your duty as the victor, warrior, and tell me your name. I seek an honorable
He didn't even know it was
death
his
from you.
son? Of course, he threw his son in years ago.
As if you have any honor.
Whoa, the anger in his voice.
Listen closely. I am the leader of the Kremnoan detachment, Mighty Mos.
No way. Look at you can even see the crown, by the way. This is a beautiful image. It's I want to say I'm not only stabbing him and saying it's beautiful. In terms of the artwork, it's insane.
I'm here to finish you, Father.
Father. The child you tried to get rid of so long ago.
It's you. The beast spurned by all. So you did defy death. The prophecy was true. You will bring an end to my Kremnoan dynasty.
Jesus, do you think that the prophecy or the idea of him bringing an end to the Kremnoan dynasty is bringing an end to the Kremnoan dynasty as they knew it as it was, and bringing it and making it something new?
Defy? You're wrong. Death fears me.
Oh my god, you can hear him shaking as he's saying this.
I have this body of steel.
Yeah, his body is immortal now.
As for you, you already stand at death's door, Father. You were the one who threw me into the Sea of Souls. The one who tried in vain to enslave a Titan.
Yep.
The one who desecrated the body of a
Yep, 100%, 110%.
Hyrule.
There it is again.
You're a weak king.
The voice acting.
So weak that even the lowliest hyena is a more noble existence than you.
This is a release of so much pent-up frustration and anger. Like, you can hear him shaking. You can hear him shaking. Jesus, man.
Fate's reckoning is upon you.
Holy freaking hell.
Then swing your blade. Take my crown. Coronate yourself with an old king's blood and inherit it all. Become the new rightful king of Kratos.
Again, even in Europon's death, he's like trying to stick it to him in a way where it's like, you know, you're just continuing this cycle or whatever. Mydei doesn't want this.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want the crown. Listen. There's only one end for the kings of Kratos. Then the crown means nothing to me.
Love it. Absolutely love this.
All I want is your life. To avenge Mother.
That's the voice.
And my comrade.
Do you hear it? That's the shakiness. That's the anger. That's all the pent-up emotions. His mother, his friends, that he had to that he obviously didn't see his mother die, but all of his friends dying as well. His life crumbling around him.
But the walls of Kratos won't fall with me. Do you truly think you can escape fate's grasp, my son?
He literally cannot die. He literally cannot die.
You and I, we're both the same. We feast on strife and fear. Now kill me! The son of Gorgo is destined to be crowned in blood!
And he was thinking of this in that moment as well. That absolutely brutal moment. Amazing artwork, but the voice actor from Mydei once again doing so much here. Incredible stuff. What a way to like portray anger and frustration and sadness all in one go here as they stared down at their father and they had to listen to him once again speak about these prophecies and this idea of like what he's destined to become. My dream for Mydei is to defy all of that. You okay?
Kratos. He said the Grand Craftsman Cartonus might have some suggestions. Might as well go see him. Grand Craftsman, how have you been?
This is crazy. Just saying, to go from that to this, to see the death of his father right in front of us, and then we're going right into like this conversational scene about this stuff.
King of Kratos it is. That you would come, I knew.
So he knew he was gonna come. He knew he would arrive.
You knew I was coming?
Your matters, I've heard. The path forward you seek. Many questions you have.
So he knew he was gonna have some questions as well.
But before that, take this.
The ring.
What's this?
A signet ring. For the king of Kratos.
Yeah, we saw that before, didn't we?
Belong to your mother. Recast and restore it. I did.
Amazing gift, right? What an amazing gift.
What? Mother threw it into the Sea of Souls.
A long time to fish out it took. Very fortunate we were.
I can hardly imagine how much patience and courage it must have taken to find such a small signet ring in the Sea of Souls. I owe you one.
You can tell the genuine, like, thankfulness he has as well as he's talking to him.
Gratitude there is no need for. Repayment for saving me, this is. Questions you bring with you? Ask now.
So what are our questions for...
Fate I've always denied. It's finally caught up to me. By all rights, I should accept Strife's authority. It would make everyone happy. The Kratos heirs, the Council of Elders, the Kratos, even the bards who will write it all into song.
Yet hesitate still you do. Hesitate, why do you, young king?
Because of my people.
Yeah.
Be they men, women, the elderly, or children. hearts of all Kremnoans yearn for home. They've all been waiting for this day, for the day their king returns.
It's what even the kids are talking about, right? The kids even talk about this.
Children of strife would then be able to go home and embrace the old traditions. Never mind that most of them have only ever been heard in these so-called traditions and song. But then gather around their king and throw themselves into battle.
And that's what he's worried about, right? It's like the people who weren't even around and didn't even hear about these traditions, they're going to throw away their lives for something that they never were even involved with. And this is something that happens in life a lot of times now where, again, I'm going to use Ireland as an example. There was a war between the South and the North. And what happens now is you'll have like a lot of young people in their 20s trying to re-spark this fight between the North and the South. And then you'll have the people who were actually around during those times of the war between the North and the South, and they say, what are you doing? Why would you want this ever again? You don't even know what it was like. You weren't born when this was happening. And you want to re-spark this? And it really feels like that's the day too. It's like you don't even know about this stuff, and like they're going to throw themselves into battle.
This is not a good thing,
you know?
You believe.
The Kremnoans have been trapped in a cycle of bloodshed for the past 1,000 years. They seek vengeance, start wars, become prosperous, and decline. How much innocent blood flowed into the river of souls in all those years? How many needless sacrifices could we have avoided?
So there's always going to be this thing where he feels like they're always going to decline in some way?
I accept that fate and become the totem of strife that lead my people into repeating the same mistakes. Then of course I would be terrified. I'd be terrified of becoming king.
And that's the thing, he just doesn't want to lead people down the same path. On the same road of destruction.
A different kind of Kremnoan, you truly are.
Yeah, who thinks about this stuff, you know? Oh. We're back in Treeby's point of view. I think when he says you're a different type of Kremnoan, it definitely is like this idea that he doesn't follow the prophecies and doesn't want to just repeat the same things that Kremnoans have been doing for years and years. Moments later in Treeby's room.
Mama, I had a dream last
Mama?
night.
Oh. Now what did you dream about, my darling Treebios?
Wait, did that say moments later? Is this happening right now? No, this seems like a dream. Yeah. This seems like a dream, right? Because look at the kind of like movie effect on it. Very beautiful artwork once again. So this is her mother.
I had a dream that I turned into many me's.
Aww.
Then we made the moon into a ship and made the stars into our sails. Then we floated on the ocean and let the wind blow us in any direction it wanted.
This is really, really pretty.
Well, that sounds like a lovely dream.
Yeah. The ocean and the sky were really, really dark. But there were so many of me that I wasn't scared at all because we'd all sing together.
This is effing adorable. What the hell?
The ocean wind blew us onto an island where the wind tasted like flowers. There were bleating sheep and chirping birds inviting us to be their guests. There were so many animals on the island, but none of them ever fought.
It sounds lovely. It sounds so nice.
Giannis's holy maidens can receive guidance from the god of passages. Perhaps what you saw in your dream is a divine land somewhere in Amphoreus.
This music's so interesting as well to me. It's very playful, very childlike, almost like it's like the music you'd hear in like a puppet show almost. But it's nice of her reassuring her, hey, this could be something you could see in life.
You think so?
What's wrong, Treebios? You look unhappy.
Because on that same island, I saw a dark mountain on the other side of the ocean. And it was very, very tall. The mountain looked alive, and it kept getting closer to the island. Then I realized it wasn't a mountain, but a very, very tall wave.
So scary. So scary.
When the wave smashed brushed against the island, it looked like it was going to eat the island up. The small animals tried to chase it away, but they couldn't stop it.
That's such a scary vision or dream, right? Like terrifying.
Then there was a bang and I woke up.
That would, again, especially when we're having such a happy dream as well, for it to turn bad.
A dark wave.
Mama, does something that scary exist in real life?
Yes. Unfortunately, it
Being
does
honest,
exist
right?
in Amphoreus, but it's very far away from our temple.
I can't get over how, like, I don't know, it's just something so unexpected about this scene. It's adorable, it's sweet, it's very, like, and you know, they use the word gentle mother. But there's also, like, such like a, not a feeling of dread, I think it's more of a feeling of, like, you know, there's a sorrow behind this.
We call it the Black Tide.
The Black Tide.
Though it has nothing to do with water. It has no shape or form.
Referencing it here.
It can swallow up animals, humans, and even titans, turning them all into monsters.
So this idea that as well that, like, Atribios can relate this to her dream forever. You know what I mean? The idea of this black wave encroaching on this paradise. It's been in her mind forever.
Oh, the Black Tide is a baddie. I don't want everyone to turn into its food. Can't we chase it away?
Oh my god, it's so their voice as well.
Of course, my dear. You only need to behave well and listen to what the adults tell you. Study all the knowledge and etiquette you need, then grow up and become a proper holy maiden.
A holy maiden?
The divine Janus will then give you guidance and help you light the way for the people.
I feel like they're doing that in a way right now, right? They're being very protective of people right now.
Whoa, I'm gonna eat a lot and study a lot and become a holy maiden.
Whenever kids say this, like, I'm gonna grow up and be big and strong, it's like, oh my god, that's so adorable.
But, Mama, you said the Black Tide can swallow up titans too. What do we do if even Janus is eaten?
If that happens, then the Holy Maiden will have to be the one to guide people on the right path. After all, we are the human avatars of the God of Passages, yeah?
She's like, hey, like, we're gonna have to help out here. So they're human avatars of the God of Passage is what she's saying. That's what even she is, her mother is as well.
Yeah.
Oh, the little yeah, very supportive yeah.
But one person alone is not enough. Once you're older, you'll make a lot of friends. You must do your best to unite them, because that's also our duty as priests.
I mean, she 100% made a lot of friends, right?
Friends? Are they also like me and Mama with pretty red hair?
This is so cute.
They might not, but they'll certainly be just as smart and kind as you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Mama?
Oh, and Tribby was thinking about this as well.
Am I dreaming?
So beautiful.
Don't be silly, dear.
What?
Of course you're not dreaming. I've always been
So she's
by
here?
your side.
What?
Now be a good girl and call your friends over too.
Doll?
Let's play hide and seek, just like we used to, okay? My Trivios is the smartest girl. I'm sure you remember.
Is it actually a game of hide and seek?
The voice sounds so far away.
It's like she's still dreaming, right? 100%.
I don't remember. Who am I looking for?
Your friends, who will chase the black tide away alongside you, of course.
This is such an interesting idea for a scene. Really, it is.
This from my childhood? I don't remember.
So we're literally playing as Triby, like, for real now as well, not just, like, in the party. Yeah, it's like this unbelievably, like, really pretty scene with her mother, where she kind of, like, had this vision of a black wave coming towards this beautiful paradise of an island. And, you know, her mother compared it to something that is happening now in her life, which is the black tide. And how eventually Triby or Tribios would be able to find friends and fight back against this black tide, make people feel safe, make people feel home, because that's like, I guess, their job as maidens as well of Yanis. Like a really interesting but beautiful and adorable scene there, but that I wasn't expecting whatsoever as well. We will actually be coming back to this in the next one. Pause and save. It's like in the fall when entering the dreams is actually in a form of like a tribute. That's a really good idea. Yeah, but we definitely will be coming back to that in the next one as well, guys. But that, to me, was such an interesting and beautiful scene. Like seeing Tribios be so upset by this idea of this black wave in her dream, and her mother, as I said, relating it to something in real life, the black tide. This has been on Tribios' mind for years. The black tide has been present in her life and her feelings for a very long time. We can't go on. We can't leave? Usually we can. That's weird, right? I wonder why that is. Is it because we're, Oh, okay. Because we're technically still in Tribi's POV. Yeah, 100%. That makes perfect sense. I was like, what the hell? What the... Wait, what's this? There's a mission up here on the Astro Express. I'm not going to the parlor car. There's a mission on the Astro Express. We're not going to the parlor car. I don't know what that is. March? Interesting. She's okay. No, I think it's just because we're not in the main story now, because we're not in the right POV. But yeah, like really beautiful scene, guys. A lot happened in this episode, and we're going to talk about what happened in this episode as well. I feel like this is one of the most jam-packed episodes in terms of just like emotions. Like I feel like so much happened in such a short amount of time, but that we can definitely like discuss it here. And I'm actually very excited to get into that kind of like game as well. The idea of like whatever dream that's in Tribi's mind as well too is going to be very interesting to like witness as well. I think we can like be grumpy a bit, you know, or shy, gentle, confused, maybe, who knows. Hide game logo. Okay. This to me, I don't know, this one is a mind-boggling episode because I feel like I'm kind of like, not fried, but there's so much that happened in this 2-hour span of just like, from comedy to emotions to like serious danger to everything. There's so much that happened that I really like, I'm coming away from this kind of like, a bit shook after everything. We started off like by, giving condolences to people. And this was a really important aspect, I think, because it showed Anaxagoras' character much better than we even knew him before, but also showed the weight of what happens with the Black Tide. To express, you know, the Black Tide's danger and how horrible this can really be, I think having it be something that obviously is killing people, we see these dead bodies here, that's already shows us the weight of what's happening. But I think one of the things that happens in video games and happens to anything is like we can look at the dead bodies and it makes you feel bad, and of course it made us feel bad. But I feel like there's always going to be an element, in my opinion, where you have to move on from the dead bodies on the ground, right? And you have to kind of like, you walk past them and go towards the next place. I think sitting you in place in a conversation where you have to talk directly to the people that have lost someone is a really important part of making you understand how dangerous and how much this Black Tide affects people. Because while we understand it's already dangerous, I think placing you in those emotions and those awkward situations to see how it's affecting not only the people who have died, but also the world itself is a really important thing. And as I said, it showed Anaxagoras' character, someone who's very emotionally intelligent, someone who actually cares for people quite a bit, and also is very dutiful. He sees it's his duty as to tell all these people who are relatives to people he worked with that their family member has died. And I think that's honestly like a really powerful aspect of his character too, because this is something that I don't take lightly and I don't see lightly. The element of having to tell someone that their family member has died is something that I would dread doing. Not because it's something that you know is not important to do, and obviously I'm going to say as well, like, you know, the person who has their family member died is like obviously much more in a worse place than Anaxagoras, but I'm saying it's like you have to look at Anaxagoras and be like, holy hell, he pulled through on this and he had an idea of what his duty was and he did it. it was actually like really, really impressive in my opinion. He's a really beautiful character so far, and it's actually made me more intrigued by him because the as I said, the arrogance and the kind of like self-importance and all this stuff too doesn't cancel out the fact that he holds the weight of what happened here in the Black Tide so deeply in his heart. A really, really interesting moment, and a really, really, kind of devastating moment. We went to see Aglaea, and Aglaea wasn't there. She was at Tribi at the time, and we were basically kind of like told, like, Anaxagoras made it like a kind of a joke that he could have been getting arrested there because they don't have a really good time for each other. But it wasn't that. It definitely wasn't that. But still, a very like powerful scene, a very, very powerful scene. And the thing is, like with the Tribi and Aglaea scenes, is that as we saw there as well, we saw that Tribi and Aglaea both had a well, they're both having like obviously a good relationship, but I think that Aglaea has this like respect for Anaxagoras, as we saw in this episode, that like you wouldn't even expect, right? And we saw that with later on with Hyacinth and stuff as well. But with Tribi and Aglaea, they both were having this very stressful moment. They're both thinking about what happened with her sister. Is it Trianne? Trianne, who used the passage gate, knowing that something dangerous happened on the Grove. And I love the idea of them like, hey, let's like go to the baths. Let's not dwell on this too much. Let's like have a good time together, and we can worry about the other stuff later, because I think it is such an important thing to do for yourself, to actually like be able to relax, actually be able to have a good time with yourself. It's so important to me, and that's what we got here, which was this really fun scene between two characters that I adore greatly. We went around playing as Tribi, and we saw people were passed out in the bathhouse, and we found out that it was a competition between Mydei and Phainon, where they were competing in the funniest way possible to see who could withstand the steam a lot. Now, this scene between the two of those guys isn't just a scene of who can withstand the most steam. I want to make that clear. It's not just a scene of like them being so competitive that like it's a toxic thing between the two of them. What's so beautiful about their competitive nature is that it was Mydei went to see Phainon to cheer him up and to see if he's okay. Phainon ended up being the one to kind of cheer up Mydei in a way, because he knows that Mydei loves these competitions as well. They set up this competition between each other because they both know that this was going to set their mind off the two things that they were thinking about for a bit. And the conversation they had afterwards about all the stuff that happened, I think, is so important, because it showcases that while these guys compete with each other and at each other's throat, they're bickering with each other, they both have a love for each other and a trust for each other that is just very understated. To me, it's like one of those things where, like, have you ever like joined a friend group or something, you're hanging out with new people, and you see two people are always at each other's throats, but then you always see those two people walking home together. You always see those two people, like, in town first. When you go into town, you hang out with your friends, you always see those two people together first. They're playing Call of Duty or playing games with each other all the time. And it's one of those things where you ask your other friend, you're like, I thought like they're always insulting each other all the time and bickering. I thought they hated each other, but they're like, no, they're really close. I feel like that's Mydei and Phainon in a lot of ways, because they had their competition. It was a really steamy competition where Phainon lost because he was wearing so much, I guess, leather. Fabric. But and it really shows like how like these heroes of Okama are actually also very like real. Like they're petty. They're also very like, childish sometimes, and it's very cute to see them fighting with each other. It was a really, really adorable scene and really, really fun at the same time too. But obviously, like, they caused a lot of pain for other people, so they had to help other people and get them out of there too. And that's when we saw the bath scene between Hyacinth, Aglaea, and Tribi, and this is just adorable. I will say though, one critique I have, man, like, you gave us a full animated drawing scene of the three gals, which again is a pretty drawing. You got the artwork in this game is amazing. Not giving us the artwork of like a competition in the steam baths between Phainon and Mydei, mischance, really mischance in my opinion. But yeah, they had this like really like lovely conversation amongst themselves, and we found out something about Tribi that was actually very interesting, is that like she actually is reverting back in time in terms of every time they use a passage gate, there's kind of this thing where they take away, because they were separated into 3 different forms, and obviously already made them like younger, and then like the usage of the passage gate makes them younger and younger. And once it's time for Trianne. Once it's time for her to once she uses too many passage gates, it seems that she'll like revert back to being nothing, and they don't know what's gonna happen, but it seems something like that. And then Trina will take over, I think. Maybe you can correct me on that in terms of using the passage gate stuff as well. But it's a very interesting idea, the idea of like having to, reverting back to age and stuff, because every time you use a power, it adds stakes to using the passage gate more than before. Because before I thought it was just like, it's straining on them. This idea that could end up being their demise, and as Tribi said, I might even get a chance to say goodbye. It adds an emotional tension to it and adds some drama to it, that every time the passage gate is used, it goes from being like, oh, don't get hurt, don't exhaust yourself, to this could be the last. This could be the last time they use this, and it's a really great way of making that very dramatic. We also saw here as well, the curiosity of Hyacinth being like, maybe we could find a cure for this. And I love Aglaea saying that she basically like, hey, you don't what did she say? You don't you're in denial. In a way, you deny things, like Anaxagoras, which to me was a sign of respect. Anaxagoras doesn't just take everything at face value. He'll work to work things out like that as well. And Hyacinth, 100%, is I guess a character who just loves helping people, and we saw that here too. And we also saw then Tribi realize that Trianne was in trouble. They were in trouble in some way. And we found out that trouble a little bit later, because then we also had a scene between Mydei and Phainon that was absolutely beautiful. And the way I categorize the scene very much so, guys, is once again showing how powerful their relationship is with each other. They wouldn't say it out loud. They wouldn't say it to other people. But the two of them go to each other about stuff clearly because they can't go to other people. They feel like maybe they can't talk to other people. Even though they wouldn't say this is what happened, the two of them opened up to each other in a very, very beautiful way. That's what happened here. There was an opening up between the two of them where they talked about their problems and what their feelings were and their sadnesses were. And that was after this very playful and funny bickering between the two of them, which is always very adorable. But they're Phainon talked about seeing his homeworld and how devastated this made him feel and how lost he was in this situation. What happened with, what did he say the name was? Cyrene, and how she died, and talking about this, the world that he came from, how it was devastated and how it was ravaged by that man in the black cloak, which we confirmed, yes, it was the man in the black cloak who did this, which is crazy, because once we reunite with Phainon to talk about this, there's going to be a lot to talk about when it comes to that, and I wonder how he's going to be affected by that. And then on the other side, we have Mydei, who talks about what happened with Kremnos and the pressure that's on him, this idea of the world on his shoulders, the idea of having this, seeing the people of Kremnos wanting to return home, and in his mind what he's thinking is, I want to do what's best for the people. That doesn't just mean returning home. He's like this defier of fate in a lot of ways. But there's a lot of pressure on all sides, because again, it's understandable pressure. There's people who are like, you have to do this, you have to become king. And there's also kids who are like, dude, we're being bullied here, I can't wait to return home. But it wasn't just him talking about the pressures here. He was also talking about the life he set up to this point, losing all of his friends, these people he loved dearly, one by one dying off, one after the other. And we saw later on, this is one of the reasons why he was so shook and passionately angered as he plunged his spear into the king. It looked like a sword, but I guess in the vision it was a sword, but I guess he used a spear into the king's heart. And he did it with a shaky voice, with an anger because of his mother and his 5 friends, who all died in very sad, sometimes horrific ways. He's seen the suffering of this world. He's seen what this world can come to when it comes to violence and bloodshed. And he just doesn't want that for his people. He even says it later when he's talking to Chartonis. He says, I'll become king, and then these people will jump into battle once again and die for me. And even Chartonis says, you're very different in the sense too. This whole scene, and of course the scenes later of seeing that stuff too, shows again, not only the pain that Mydei's feeling, but the love he has for the Kremnoan people and the desire to not repeat the same mistakes once again. 100%. And again, the scene was beautiful between him and Phainon. As I said, like, I love them opening up to each other. They very clearly have trust in each other, even though they won't even say it fully. And that's I think it's even cuter. It's so cute to me that the two of these guys will chat with each other, have a deep conversation, but won't call it that. That's so adorable to me. It really is. We then found out that the reason why Trina was in trouble is because she was kidnapped by Kratos, as he wanted to do the core for himself, because he was very impatient about what was happening in the about Mydei not taking the crown. I want to say this right now. My view of this is, I think, simplistic. I understand the Kremnoan's plight. I understand their feelings of feeling lost and like they don't have a home. I understand feeling like their traditions are being stomped on or whatever. But the issue is that he went about this in all the wrong way. I don't care. I do not care of the idea of like he didn't use force to kidnap me. I don't give a damn. Like, I'm sorry, but I know sometimes they'll do that to kind of like lessen the feelings about like, oh, he didn't do something that bad. As soon as you like coerce someone and try to force someone into doing something for you like this, and you basically put yourself in danger and put everything in danger, I'm sorry, but like this whole thing of like, it doesn't matter. You did something wrong. You did something 100% wrong. 110%. And you put Mydei in another tough position. That's the thing. He feels like an older generation and we have this in the world all the time, the older generation not giving an absolute damn about the feelings of anyone in a younger generation, because this is just the way things have to be. Oh, but what if this hurts me? Well, this is just the way things have to be. Well, what if this and that? Well, no, this is just the way things have to be. Because they can't think outside their own bubble. They think in their own traditions and historical facts or whatever, or not facts, but ideals. And he doesn't think for a second that the pressure he's putting on Mydei, because again, the pressure doesn't matter to him. It's about becoming king. You have to do this. And it boils my blood because Mydei cares about the people of Kremnoan more than this guy does, in my opinion. He wants them to live and to thrive and to be something better. And even Phainon asked him, do you think this homeworld will be better for these people? Because again, he thinks they're safe here. He wants them to be safe. He doesn't want them to kill themselves again in battle. And again, I have to say this. Kratos is a character. Again, as I said, I understand his plight. I understand what he said as well, and what like the idea of like, does this prophecy has a place for me? And what Tribe did there in that moment, and Trina did in the moment to be like, how about we show you the prophecy? Fantastic, very diplomatic, love it. Because everyone even the Kremnoans who are part of this world too, deserve to have a place in this world to live. They deserve to have a life and to be happy. Those kids deserve not to be bullied. That's a fact. But my problem with Kratos is he can't see anything past his own tunnel vision. He has a freaking guard in his eyes where he can't see the left or right. And it very much frustrates me. Because the pressure then isn't put on him. He's upset. Oh, I was tired of waiting. It's all back on Mydei's heart. It's all back on Mydei's soul. Because Mydei is the one that goes home and thinks about this now, and Kratos what Kratos is thinking is like, I have to get back to my home, and which is it's a valuable thought as well. But Mydei goes home thinking, am I letting people down? Am I doing the wrong thing? Did I do something horrible again? Am I a bad person? All this stuff flows through his mind, but Kratos doesn't give a damn because he's tunnel visioned. And you might be like, Calvin, the emotions of one person is not as important as an entire kingdom. Well, here's what I'll say, right? I'm thinking about Mydei's emotions. I'm thinking about his heart. If you want to say that I'm not thinking about the greater good of things, that's fine. You can think whatever you want. But I will continue to think about his heart. Because he's doing something good here. Because thinking about Mydei's heart is also thinking about the people of Kremnoan, because he's going to try and help them as well. Kratos is a character that just very frustrates me. Even though I can understand 100% the Kremnoan's feelings of we don't have a home here. That's totally fair. But the fact is, it was the wrong way to go about it, and it was a horrible thing that happened there. It was. And the pressure he puts on Mydei frustrates me to no end. And I think it's an understandable thing to say here. Yeah, we saw the vision of him killing his father. Again, his father kind of almost like was cursing him to be like, you think you're going to be different, but you're not going to be different. Continue the cycle. Come on, kill me and take the crown. Very bitterly biting back at his son. And again, once again, the older generation not giving a damn about the younger generation. Not giving, and it really feels like that's the thing where like with Mydei that's so upsetting is that his father didn't care about him. Kratos doesn't care about him as a person. And again, even if later on they have this thing where they're going, Kratos goes, I'm sorry, Mydei, right? Okay, again, it's up to Mydei to accept his apology, but it's still one of those situations where it's like, bro, like, you still did it. You know what I mean? You still did it. You still said it. That's the thing. You still said it. It's a very frustrating thing because I want to hug Mydei so badly. I really do. I really do. Really powerful scenes there as well. And of course now we had this scene as well with Tribios, where she was with her mother and she remembered that, as we talked about, the vision of the Black Tide. And it seems to me like it's emphasizing once again, this Black Tide has been coming for a while and it's been thought about for a while, but now it's getting worse and worse and worse. And now Tribio is in a dream of some kind that looks really cool. I can't wait to actually do it. It looks really cool. And it's guided by her mother in some way. I wonder what's going to come of that. We also, like, something I didn't get to talk about was the idea, the conversation with Casterus was actually really important to me too. Casterus is someone who can't touch people, it's clearly that way, but she can touch Stell, and she noticed this during the battle with the person with the black robe. I already talked about it earlier at length, so I'm just going to very briefly say here, beautiful story, the idea of a character who has so much love, so much in their heart, but they cannot express that through touch and in that kind of way, which is really a stunning idea. It is. Very powerful episode, a lot of stuff happening, a lot of really heavy stuff happening 100%, but we're not done today. We're going to go read some of the books, I guess, and then we'll do some Titan lore, I guess, next time. Yeah, we can even read it here. We'll see what we can go through here. So we have write a story. So what do we have with us? Okay, we have 2. Yeah, let's listen to this then. Those flame-chasing people, those forgotten stories as I've written. Yeah, we'll do these 2. So chapter 9, Weaver of Gold, Aglaea, Seam of Thread and Cloth. Very interested to see this as well.
Akima, a city that warriors look back upon before marching toward the battlefield. The holy city, the sanctuary of all the citizens, just as the poets of the city have sung.
The epitome of magnificence, unbounded benevolence.
So just talking about Akemi here as well.
The holy city is like Aglaea herself.
Oh wow.
Dressed in finery and of noble birth. She is the dressmaster of Akima, the one who weaves.
I love comparing the beauty of Akema to Aglaea, right? Because it does feel like they are matched in a lot of ways.
There's one thing she'll never be able to achieve.
A jealous
of course, jealousy.
Can be heard.
She will never be able to produce something seamless.
Golden threads quiver, and a gentle wind rustles by her ear. She maintains her silence, but others fan the flames. Is that so hard? Her scissors and rulers are better than any garment maker, sculpting forms as perfect as the gods themselves.
Lady Aglaea,
so she's able to create forms as perfect as gods themselves?
No.
Ingratiating words do not sit well with me, nor do duplicitous machinations.
Tell him.
Her gaze flits across the Stoa, equally regarding every member of the public. They used to wonder, how exactly do her eyes perceive if something is beautiful or not? As with the holy city that's perpetually bathed in light, how do people tell apart?
So there's no contrast?
And frosty nights.
So she equally sees everyone as the same, and she sees there's no contrast in their eyes.
The answer lies in her golden
which I think is a very beautiful thing from Aglaea. I think that's what I'm getting at here.
Threads of the goddess of romance now serve as her hands.
Menestia, right?
The colors of the world, intertwined with the undertones of human hearts, come flooding toward her. These golden threads are no less prideful than the master they now belong to.
As long as the thread has form, it is enough to craft seamless finery. be it stitched finely and tightly, or cut cleanly with a single stroke.
Hardly a challenge. None of these pose a challenge.
The same word rolls off her tongue twice, the latter as soft.
Sorry if I'm just taking a lot of this stuff in as well, guys.
The one who weaves gold gazes past me, fixed on something much farther. The network of threads that entwine all between the heaven and
The
earth.
network of threads.
The only challenge that she relentlessly dedicates herself to is weaving the fate of Akama into a flawless, seamless outcome.
Interesting. So, what I got from that ending there was the idea that Aglaea is trying to channel Akama into something more beautiful in the end, and eventually that it will get to a place where she's happy with how it is perceived, not perceived, but where it ends up. She's trying to save it in a very beautiful way. At least that's what I get from this. And it's also in my mind as well, the showcasing like her vision of this world. They talked about the idea. It's a very beautiful idea. They talked about the idea of like if this place is always bathed in light, how can you tell the frost from the sun or whatever? If you see everyone as beautiful, how can you tell anyone that's truly beautiful? Because she sees everyone as equal. She cares about everyone equally. But it does seem like, there was people who already thought of her as such a beautiful person, comparing her beauty to the idea of Okema. But her idea is trying to save the people of Okema and make sure that they're safe equally. Everyone is equal in her eyes. At least that's what I got from it anyway.
A long line stretched across the square. Merchants, shopkeepers, and even high society elite, all lined up together without distinction. At the head of the line was the path to Aglaea's
Oh yeah?
abode. Is the Holy City's fashion trendsetter going to reveal her newest masterpiece?
So they're all lining up to see what her new what she's sold now.
Get rid of her failed pieces.
Now I see why the Holy City is free of worries. Even as the end nears, they're still obsessed with lavish clothing.
New to Akama, a visitor from elsewhere ends up utterly bewildered at the sight. It is said that a family of priests who worship Nestia go way back with the Weaver. But her impeccable gift for weaving isn't meant to serve anyone's pursuit for pleasure. What was once a sacred duty was misunderstood by the beauty obsessed.
Oh, okay.
Who mistook fallen shreds for priceless treasure.
People see it as more of a commercial thing now?
Are flawed creations really still worth the people's adoration?
The Weaver shakes her head. She seems to have forgotten something. It is precisely the flawed hero who walks ahead of the crowd, who casts a long shadow over the world, and who strides toward everlasting daylight. There are, nevertheless, people whom the Weaver is willing to sew and tailor for. Her conditions, though.
Beauty sharp as a blade, and the relentless pursuit of beauty.
Okay.
Me! I want to be showered with a thunderous ovation, and lots of flowers. A melodramatic poet speaks out. I want to stir her emotions. The voice of a blushing young
Is this a lot of admiration for her as well?
Do I fit the bill? My sister and I are refugees from the abyss. I want to get a pair of shoes for her.
Okay.
A seated child speaks up. Next to him is a barefooted girl. Staying silent.
Thinking about his sister as well, it's so beautiful.
Unfortunately, gold threads are willful things. They are never swayed by
What's the point of being a god if you can't even make shoes for a freaking refugee?
A tense and worried look surfaces on the young child's countenance. The specks of dirt on his face brought back memories of a past.
Could you just buy him a pair of shoes?
Go, the Weaver. begins.
Go to the 3 children in the city.
As messengers of Janus, they will bring him the
Wait.
shoes he hopes for.
Wait, Tribios? Is that what they're saying here? This is a little bit hard for me to ascertain. I'm thinking that it was about the maybe commercialization of the golden threads. How the golden threads don't just adhere to like whatever, you know, they're belonging to the gods at this point, so they can't really just do anything that they want, I guess, as well. And in the end there, it seems like, you know, she was saying like, I can't just, you know, make shoes with these golden threads for like a refugee, but like Trina and Trianne and Trina can maybe help with that as well at the same time too. It's interesting because it's like, I'm not quite, I don't, again, all these stories, I don't always know how to decipher them fully, but I do like reading them 100%. I do like listening to them, for sure. It's really, really cool. And we can also claim some stuff. It's actually really nice. It's actually very, very nice. In terms of the trial, by the way, we have 7 days to do this. I will be recording again before this is up. So how do we have 20? Oh yeah, we've got some in the menu. So I can do the trials of these characters, but basically what I might do is I might do it in the next episode. Because we've done a lot today as well. I'm kind of like emotionally scared. But yeah, guys, that is to me, like a very jam-packed episode, like as well. We even talked about like, I don't even talked about like us like having like a beautiful conversation with Dan Heng about him wanting to be alone, and also talking about the idea of the possibility of going back to the Astral Express and making it back to the Astral Express was something that Dan Heng was expressing as well. So even at that, like, there's still a lot more to like converse about. Like, there's so much to happen in this episode. There really is. But I really do love that they jam-packed this episode. I know they didn't intentionally do it for the episode I recorded, but like, I'm glad they like, you know, had this like really big section here after such a heavy dungeon as well. It was really, really cool stuff.
Will you be joining us? Then it's settled.
And like, in terms of like just like all the characters in this world, I've fallen in love with them so deeply. Like, I adore the characters of Amphoreus already, and the fact that I'm spending like more and more hours, like people said there's still tens and tens of hours left with these characters. I couldn't be happier. I could not be happier, because I think by the end of Amphoreus, I'm going to be so in love with these characters because we've been with them for so long that like I'm going to be like, because can you imagine again, I'm not saying that this is how it works, but like if you told me I got to spend, you know, 100 hours with Firefly, I'm doing it right now. So I'm not saying I'm going to love them more than Firefly, because that's not how emotions work. You can spend 2 hours with a character and it means more than someone with 15 hours. But I do think that we're going to have more time to settle in with a lot of these characters on a smaller level as well, if you get what I'm saying, yeah. But as I said, like, you know, 2 hours of Firefly is worth 50 hours with some characters, so... really, really, really cool stuff, guys. Thank you so much for watching this. And actually, let me run and get the... Actually, I might be able to... Because my battery's at 1%, so I'm going to have to do this quickly. Watch this now. Do you think I'll be able to say the names? I know I can remember them off by heart, but I don't want to forget anything just in case. If you guys want to see these videos early, you can go to the Patreon or the memberships, and you can get them for the lowest tier, which is €1. And you can convert that. It's the cheapest tier on the whole Patreon. And you can also do it on membership as well. I think it's €1 too, but it might be like a little bit extra because they put like some sort of like, you know, few cent tax. I think the most it could be is like €1.60 or $1.60. I think I could be wrong though. You can see these videos early. If you want to get your name in the credits, as you see on the screen right now, you can have them in the credits, and that's the €10 tier. And then also, if you want your name read out, you will also be able to pay for the €15 tier. That's the highest tier. I try to make it as always as affordable as possible. So thank you guys for checking this out. High Fire 2, Jamie Bull, Janet the Banana, The Ghost of Yazuma, Felicious Felix, Yule, Anusta, The Assassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, High Kasperian, Jared Beanham, Neo Sharage, and the highest tier on my YouTube, Road Number 7, Blasco, and Lucinagi. See you soon.